Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tactical Devils is live. I'm your host. Just at this point in time, as Jarvis will be joining us, there's been a bit of an outage, I believe, across this town. I'm not quite sure why. I think it's to do with the celebrations of Norway reaching the World Cup and Haaland the Machine scoring a variety of goals. Got loads to get through tonight. Mark's with us as normal. I'm not quite sure if Nuruddin is joining us. Jarvis will be joining us. Got loads to talk about. David Ornstein's coming about the Semenyo clause within his contract that's got to be triggered by a certain date. And we'll talk about a variety of others. The Anderson deal, potentially Wharton, Belaber, and we'll just have a general chit-chat about football. Get your cues and questions in for the Q&A later on, and we'll go from there. I'm just going to play the intro, and we'll see you shortly. Do not panic. Jarvis will be joining us as soon as he possibly can. Sorry about the intro. It's kind of been thrown at me the very last second, the issues that Jarvis is having. So do not panic. It'll still be a great show. Welcome to all Devilish Tacticos. Before I bring in Mark, let's just say a quick hello. Who's in the house? Jamie's in the house. Good to see you. Jay's in the house. Good to see you. Boxing Straight Talk as always. Danny B's in, Tom Porter, Yarlam Almein, Helga is in. I don't know whether Jarvis reached out to you, Helga, about whether or not you wanted to join the panel tonight. You are more than welcome. If you do, let me know. What else have we got? Crikey, there's loads going on. Mark Langridge is in the house, apparently. Who'd have thought that one? Catherine No Nonsense McDade, as always. Talking about Elliot Anderson. So, yeah, well, let's jump into it. As I say, Jarvis will come as soon as he possibly can. I think he's going to try and log in via his 5G or his 3G network. I'm not quite sure. But, Mark, good to see you, mate. How's things?
Yeah, I'm good. I've had a fairly quiet weekend. No football, thank God, because, as you might be aware, it was Silent Support Week, which I don't deal with very well. Because someone at the FA thinks it's a good idea kids learn from not being shouted out from the sidelines. So they shout at each other on the pitch when no one shouts at them. So it normally causes arguments. But yeah, in general, I hate international breaks. I hate international football. So yeah, it's been a nice quiet one. No football for me. Turn it off. Don't watching teams that are semi-professional play football against professional footballers. I don't see the point in it. So
no, I'm with you on international break. It kind of bothers me a little bit, but obviously England are through. Well, they were through last week, weren't they, to the World Cup?
They've got 8 out of 8. You know, again.
Yeah. Well, we beat Albania again. Yeah. We always seem to have the easier groups. We did go through without conceding a goal, which is no mean feat, whoever you're playing against, and we have won 8-0. Big up to Norway. Norway qualified last night, beat Italy 4-1. Just before we go further, I didn't know about this. Stu, can we give a shout out to Mickey lost his dad? Yeah, I wasn't aware of that. I must be living under a rock because I wasn't aware of that. So if you know Mick Ruby, he lost his father just recently. I know his dad was struggling with illness. Mick, if you're watching, yeah, our thoughts and prayers are with you. Devilish Tactico's thoughts and prayers are with you. it seems to be going around at the moment. It's not great. So Mick, I'll reach out to you individually, pal, because I do apologise. I didn't know. So from my family to yours, all the very best. Jarvis has joined and Helga has joined, so I'm just going to bring them both to the stage. Jarvis, I am going to put you in your rightful position and see how you go. Can you not hear us? No, Jarvis can't hear us. Helga, good to see you, mate. Well done. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, Jarvis is almost. You can hear us, yeah. So, where you are in Norway, you're okay then?
For what?
Oh, internet. Internet. Are you in Norway or are you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's an outage where Jarvis is in Tromsø.
But he's up way north with the sleds and where the Santa is. So.
Yes, he was saying yesterday. Oh, here he comes. He was saying yesterday that he was apparently it's been snowing terribly bad out there. So he's got his snow plow out and he's been doing that. Helga, you must be on top of the world. Let's try him again. You keep going though, old friend. Tell us about how you are, how you're feeling about Norway, and yeah.
I'm good. It's hard to kind of find words for, especially for me. I was born in 1994, and the last time we were in World Cup was in 98. So I was 4 years old. So for me, this is like very special because I haven't seen us be competitive or be good ever in my life, ever.
Yes.
Because we were at the Euros in 2000s, but even then I was 6 years old. And after that, we had the likes of like John Carew and John Annarese, and but we always had like only 1, 2, 3 good players, and the rest was like League 1, League 2 level. So it's really hard to just even find words because me and Jarvis was both thinking like it could be possibly the best summer in the history for Norway, like for our people, like because it is a bit different in Norway than in UK and other countries. We aren't as social people. We aren't. It's colder in Norway, and we are like a country that sometimes like to stay in small groups for ourselves and stuff like that. So I think this can kind of bring the country very much together in a way it hasn't before. And even I'm very like not against technology, but social media and phones, and I think by connecting online, people have connected offline, disconnected offline, and I think hopefully this can make us connect in the real world like people again in Norway. So I'm very much looking forward to going to every event, everything like social things. I think it will be amazing for the whole country. So yeah.
So what do you think the plans will be then for Norwegians? So in the UK, for example, it's mainly down London, isn't it, Mark? We turn Hyde Park into a festival of football, big screens. Manchester United have done it in the past, some football clubs, but mainly around around Hyde Park, we have these wonderful gatherings, don't we, Mark? What do you think Norway will plan to do on that? And
it's exactly the same. Same. So, but it will be in the different countries. So Jarv will have kind of his big spot, and we will have our big spot because me and him live couldn't possibly almost live further far away. Actually, we live very but yeah, I think that's the plan. But that is what I hope. Just unity and people.
Use football grounds. Do you think they do it in the football stadiums like they do in a lot of countries? Just put a big screen up in the middle of the pitch?
No, because of like drinking regulations and stuff, and the government, and it's very like rigid. We can't Norway isn't a country where they ever think, oh, maybe we can make an exception, or it's very rigid thinking, very traditional. So I think it will be like plazas, typically, like outdoor plazas and stuff like that. But I don't care if it's in a garage. It's just I just want to be with Norwegian fans and watching us in a World Cup.
Oh, it's unbelievable. So we did a show last night with the Norwegian flag.
I saw that.
Bearing Jarvis. I had a kind of, I had an American shirt on, but it was the closest I got to Norwegian colours to show a bit of support to you. Mark, what's your thoughts on Norway making it? I want to talk about Haaland as well, by the way. And I know, Mark, you've got a stat that I think.
Yeah, I've got something that seems to have been left out of yet last night's show.
Jamie's just reminded me of it as well. So, Jamie Wayne. So it'd be great for you and Helga to talk about it. But
yeah,
England, from a football fan, a supporter, a nation, that we all pretty much forget USA '94. We pretty much qualify religiously for the World Cup and the Euros. What was your thoughts on Norway making it for the first time? I don't know. Is it 30 years, something like that? 40 years? I can't quite remember.
Well, like you say, the last major tournament was the Euros, wasn't it? Like,
yeah, 2000, but the last World Cup was 98, so it will be 28 years. 28
years, yeah.
And if I remember correctly, they were unlucky not to even go through. Like, Ireland pipped them to the post. Like, 4 points, wasn't it? 4 points, and didn't qualify. 4 points gets you out of most groups. One win and a draw normally gets you out of a group, because the other team, it just means that someone beat the top team in that group who shouldn't have, and it just went wrong.
Yeah.
So, come on. If you got Haaland, Odegaard, Sunderberg, the goalkeeper's a bit of an issue for me personally.
We got Nusa, Bob.
It's a player.
We got Sheldrup from Benfica. We got Sørloth. We got Jørgen Strand Larsen. We got Haaland. So we have a lot of firepower. If you see I think often of Croatia, because Croatia has the same, have always been par with population of Norway. So you remember the good run they had when they had like Mandzukic and everyone.
Yes.
And I always think of that team. When that team was doing good, I was thinking, why can't Norway do that? And I was thinking, because we don't have Modric. But now we kind of have Ødegaard. And I was thinking, all those teams you have seen like shock everyone in the World Cup or Euros, we are, if not better than them. Because if you take away Haaland, we are kind of the surprise team. But we have Haaland, world's best striker. So I think, I think sky's the limit, as they say, the cliche.
I would say the way Norway have come together is very similar to when we had Rooney, Ronaldo, and Tevez. It was do whatever it takes to get Ronaldo the goals. Do you know what I mean? Everyone works hard, works their arse off to allow Ronaldo to do what Ronaldo does. And Norway seem to be doing that. Men behind the ball, you know, Berge, Odegaard, Haaland, goal. You know, it's predictable, but it's unstoppable. Do you know what I mean? He'll make the runs, people out the way. We know he's the greatest striker in football, which, you know, getting good at this stuff. We'll segue onto, but he's a bottler. He bottled it last night. He only got the 2 goals.
Yeah.
Not the hat trick to break the record. What was it? He needed a hat trick to break Lewandowski's.
What the, in fact, what the hell is that?
That's a big cat.
That's Leia from Star Wars, Princess Leia. I called her after.
She looks a bit different.
Yeah, she's something else.
Yeah, she is.
But yes, was it? He needed 18 and only got 17, so he tied with Lewandowski instead of beating Lewandowski's all-time goals in qualification record.
Yeah, but Lewandowski's was more games.
Is there not more games now?
No. So it was.
Oh, did he have a qualification?
Yeah. So
playoff?
he beat the all-time record, but he tied with all-time record, but in 2 games less.
Because Lewandowski played in playoffs.
Yep.
So technically, yeah, we all know he's the best striker for a long time. You know,
Yes,
he's the second best striker, obviously, Norway's ever had, behind Ollie. Ollie is still number one.
Yep.
Because he's
and
more
Eric
clinical.
Nevland. And Eric Nevland.
Eric Nevland, of course. Eric Nevland, yeah, of course.
But isn't he on the coaching staff, or is he at one of the clubs? I know he's coaching in Norway.
Nevland?
Yeah, is he on the
He's
international?
He's sports director for the team that's leading the league right now. My local team, Viking.
Your local team, yeah, Viking. Okay.
But yeah, no, I think this is great, and I do think Norway should do well. And one Scandinavian team predominantly always does. You do seem to like to take it in turns, you know, be it Sweden, Denmark, Norway, you know, all of those teams around that area. It's always one team pushing.
Iceland the 1 year. Iceland the 1 year.
Yes, that's true.
Well, no, I don't remember Iceland never being good. Do you, Stu? I don't remember anything about Iceland.
No, Iceland, no.
No comprende.
Ask Steve McLaren whether Iceland are any good. Bless him. Yeah, Thorsten or whatever it was. Or I can see it now. His face melt.
But there's been many a team at the World Cup who have had a superstar striker, you know, and it's enough to win you. You just need one goal and stick behind it. Yeah. It's enough to get you out of your group. Once you're out the group, you know, it's anybody's. Yeah. And I think just by having Haaland, let alone, like you say, there were still top quality players behind that. But just having Haaland is enough to get you out.
I was thinking about like like you can say whatever you want about Pep, but if we start, for example, in the 4-2-3-1, okay? And then we have the captain of Arsenal behind the vice captain of City and the world's best striker. And to the right, we have Oscar Bob, who is in and around. He's not a regular starter, but he sometimes starts in the Premier League. And that is not like, he doesn't do that by fault. Like Pep doesn't randomly start someone. You have to be a very good player to start for City in the Premier League, no matter who you are. I'm not saying Oscar Bob is the greatest thing since sliced bread or whatever, but
good player.
But we have then Bob, and Nusa is wanted by like all Real Madrid, Liverpool. Everyone wants him, so we can start with. And Sheldrup also is wanted by all the big clubs, so we can start with Nusa, Ødegaard, Bob, and Haaland, and that team will probably finish about 4th, 3rd, 2nd in the Premier League. So I think, and we have Sander Berg controlling the midfield with another one who has got named Berg, and they have a very good partnership between them. So I think when you look at the team, and you have Sørloth, who is maybe one of the best strikers in the La Liga and unstoppable, almost scored 5 goals in a game. So
he is.
I just think we have. I don't think even we're kind of an underdog anymore, because it is a very, very, very good team. So I'm thinking of the defending team. Like if we meet the Netherlands, if we meet France, even if we meet Germany, they will be afraid of our attack, no question about it. Every team in the world.
That's dangerous. You're right, because that's what's dangerous. Because now you're going to force them backwards.
Yep.
You know, they're not just going to come at you. They're like, shit. If we go all out attack, and they get one ball over the top, we're not catching Haaland, and he will. You know, he's fast, but he's also more physical than most centre backs.
Yeah,
and especially in international football, Stu. Hence the reason we were saying we don't watch it.
Yes.
It's probably because we're too privileged in English football. You know, international football is just not important. But for Norway, African teams, anything, I totally understand why it's so important to you for your country and that. But for England, you're like, why the hell is he playing? Do you know? You know, we don't even agree with the team. It's not the strongest team. It's not the best players anymore.
I feel as an outside looking in. So everyone is like entitled to my opinion, but I'm excited to hear what you guys think about my opinion about England, not just now, but previous years, because
Yes.
from outside looking in, because I have no feelings towards England, not in general. I'm not, but I just feel when I look at England every year, when you look at the Defoe and Crouch days, even it's political. It's not football.
Yeah,
but
that's
I don't know.
That's the word,
I don't know
political.
I don't know if you guys think the same, but I just think I have never like once, I think, agreed with one manager, one team, one game about the team is putting out. I don't know. I think it's so weird all of the time that you have this, because from outside looking in, for me, you can see from my point of view, Spain and France and England is the same for me, because I know like feelings towards anyone. And I feel when I look at Spain, when you see 2010, 2012, 2014, I'm like, yeah, I would maybe switch Carvajal for a different right back or something, but just a little small. But I mainly agree with the team. And the same with France and the same with other teams. But with England, it's always like, I'm like, whoever the manager is, whoever the formation, whatever, I always like think, he must have nudes of the manager or something. Like I always think like it must be something something dark or something else, because it should be so easy to just put out a 4-2-3-1 fun playing exciting England team. It should be the easiest thing on the world, and they make it like it's Rubik's Cube or something, just to play exciting with those players. And it's like, no, it should be the
we've
easiest
had it for a
thing.
while. Yeah, we've had it for a while, Helge. We had it years ago. Sean, good to see you, Sean. Spoke about the Scholes, Lampard, Gerrard situation. We were in England. We were absolutely flabbergasted that we couldn't fit them in properly and design a team around them. We've got a similar issue going on at the moment. People would say that Jude should be a shoe-in to play, but yet Morgan Rogers is probably edging slightly ahead of him at the moment. It might change before the World Cup comes. What we do know is that Harry Kane will start. And what we do know is that Harry Kane will get us out the group, because
what we do know is if Harry Kane gets injured, we're absolutely fucked. Because
that's exactly my point. Yeah, that's exactly my point. So, and it proved last night, because his first goal, where do we like playing Albania? And me and Mark are on the same thing. We don't like playing Azerbaijan. We don't like playing Albania, etc. It's just the hand that we're dealt with. You know, for us, when we get there, Helge, wherever we're, and this is one of the things I was talking to Jarvis about last night, it was acclimatization and playing a level of opposition. Now, you know this, Jarvis knows this, Mark knows this, I know this, Devilish Technicos know this. When it comes to football, you've got to level up to play at a certain level. Otherwise, you can't do it. And this has always been our problem. And we've scraped through, Mark will tell you this, we've scraped through games where we've gone and won 4-1 somehow, but we've actually scraped through that game.
Yeah.
We've never dominated the game to a 4-1 like you did against Italy.
Good 10-15 minutes and get 3 goals.
That's what's happened to us. But we've come unstuck on simple occasions, and that's the problem that England have got. So we may well play Brazil, you know, in January, February, March time. We may play Argentina, whatever, but it doesn't really matter if we can't play them in 100-degree heat, potentially in the Azteca Stadium in Mexico, because we don't know where we're going to be stationed. So I asked you, I asked Jarvis about yourself. Now, Jarvis always says that when it's summer in Norway, it's exceptionally hot.
Yeah.
At times, and when it's cold, it's so you're going to an environment where players are playing in the UK with colder conditions, players playing in Spain with warmer conditions as a unit, because most of our players are going to be playing in UK conditions, apart from the one or two, Bellingham and Rashford. You guys are going to have a mixture of conditions. Say you're based out in Canada, where it might be cooler, that'll suit you down to the ground. But what if you're based in Canada one match, Guadalajara the second match? I mean, I don't know how it's going to work. We don't know.
I think that's a very. I haven't thought of that, but that is. And for people saying that shouldn't matter, or people saying, "Oh, they're professional players; they should just get on with it." But it's physiology. It's not about mentality. It's about body things. It's like if I told that guy who told me that hypothetically, like, they should go on with it, and I can tell him, okay, try and run out in 40 degrees and not sweat. And he's like, no, I can't do it. No, exactly. It's physiology. It's not, if you don't want to sweat, you won't sweat. It's like, I think that it can also go against those players who also always play in the heat.
Yes. If they've got to go to Canada, for example, and it might be cooler. Yeah.
So it's just new information. It's just my head is because it was a very good point, because players in Germany will also have it the similar as us. By the way, not as much, obviously, because we can go from like 10 minus to 30, 35 in the summer,
which is ridiculous. I mean, that is a ridiculous.
And this is every year for us. So I feel Norwegians are very. It's like they call the Manchester weather, but in Norway it's like Manchester weather on crack. Like, we can wake up one morning. It happened the other day, actually. It was like 15, 12 degrees outside in the evening, and I was writing, because I do music, as you know. So I was sitting outside writing, just enjoying the night. And then I went to bed, and when I wake up, it was frost on the windows and 0-1 just 8 hours later. And I had to scrape my car because I couldn't see out the windows. And it's just, that's how it can be living in Norway. It's just the unpredictability. So when you have kids, for example, you can't like put clothes on to the next day because it's scrapped. So the weatherman says it's going to be pouring down with rain and everything, blah, blah, blah. And then you wake up and it's sun, and you can put them out in shorts.
Exactly. So very strange. But all joking apart, I'm really looking forward to the World Cup this year. It will be interesting to see how we go across North America, Canada, 51st state, whatever they call it, America, and also Mexico. So it'll be interesting to see. It's interesting to see who's based where, what stadiums players are playing in, because of there's a sea level difference. The players are going to have to think about as well. We had that, didn't we, Mark, when we went to Mexico back in 86.
Not just Mexico, South Africa World Cup.
South Africa World Cup as
that
well.
Was horrendous. The games above sea level.
We just
the whole thing is they're already saying, and I'm sorry to our American friends in the chat, they're saying it's going to be the worst World Cup ever for this exact reason. There's too many extreme weather changes. So Canada to Mexico. So say you're, like you said, you're based in Canada and you play most of your games up around Canada and the northern part of America.
Yeah.
But when you come out the draw, you get out your group and you're drawn against. What if you got to then go down to Mexico
or LA?
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying, you go Mexico, and then you got to come back up and go, Texas area. You're going to be playing in 100-degree heat.
Yeah,
Texas.
And Florida has those. I've seen documentaries about Florida about the sea level is almost about like the level with land in Florida. So there it's completely like the opposite, like it's almost at the level. So they have put up these walls.
Yeah, you'll be playing at Miami and it's nice and low. But when you'll be playing at, say, Atlanta, I think you'll be pushing 90 to 110 around that time of the year.
Yeah, that's what Sean was saying. Yeah.
Slightly raised sea level, because I think the ground's higher, but Sean will be able to tell me. And also the humidity.
Yeah.
So around the humidity's, although it's high in Florida, it's lower because of the sea level. Like you say, it's close to the sea level. The more inland you are, the humidity can go either way. Is my understanding from all my time in America when I was younger. But Mexico, forget it. We've all seen enough like films and things like that. We know what the weather in Mexico is going to be like in the hottest part of the year. It's going to be an absolute sweat fest. I don't know whether they've got the air conditioning like Las Vegas. You know, when we played in the Raiders stadium in Vegas, and it has the big heat air cooling units if they shut the roof.
Yeah.
But most of these are going to be open air grass pitches now. So
they're open air, certainly in Canada, and most of America are open air. Like Miami, for example, which I think is a stadium, isn't it? Is open air.
Yeah. But do you know what I'll do? I know this is a bit out there. I'll be having sprinklers on all the way through the game. In the pitch. It's not going to waterlog it. You know, just sprinkle the pitch for the whole game, so the players have got something going on and cooling them off.
Here we go. So in the south, Sean said, in the south where it's below sea level, it'll be 100 degrees humidity, along with being hot, and that's on pitch level. So it's going to be very, very difficult.
I knew there was something. What was weird.
Yeah, and also in Norway, they've talked about like in the news and stuff, because they have interviewed families, obviously, are you excited now that we are going to the World Cup? Or months ago, if we go to the World Cup, are you taking your kids? And in Norway, at least, so I don't know about UK, but it's a big discussion about guns as well. That is a big factor, which I just pray something don't happen. But it's like 2/3 of every American is wearing guns every day on every street, on every city. But I don't obviously want to get political, but it's just I just hope we're all wrong about everything and it becomes amazing, because I think I would never take my kids to that World Cup in a million years. Even if you guys paid me and Venmo'd me money, I wouldn't take my kids. I don't have kids, but I just don't. I would never feel safe.
Well, let's hope for
I went to France '98. And we were more scared of the police just randomly shooting people. So I don't think it really matters. Like, crime is high depending where you are. It doesn't matter if it's America. Look at Paris. Look at everything that went down in France. Like around the Champions League final. Look at the stuff that goes on in Italy where they're deliberately taking you towards the ultras and that, you know, you're getting picked up in coaches. It happens everywhere. It does. You won't get away from it. We worry because of shootings. That's because people publicize it. But trust me, when I was in France and my best mate's almost getting his head bitten off by an Alsatian, pinning him against the wall by a French policeman, we were 15, 16. You know, we weren't doing anything wrong. The police are still after him. What didn't get put out in the media was that the French fans and the German fans are stabbing each other at the borders. You know, where they've met up. Doesn't get put out because it doesn't make the news.
No.
We know about the gun licenses in America. So it's fear-mongering.
We do.
We've got Americans in the chat. It's not as bad as it's made out. Yes, it's there, but then use your brain. If you're there,
let's not worry about it.
Stay in your areas.
Yeah, let's not worry about that side of it. We're here to talk football and football.
Yeah, I should mention the G word on it, should I? Bloody get us taken down. But
anyway, there has been some Manchester United news, believe it or not. It's a really slow international break. Is terrible. We don't play till Monday. We're away at Everton, but there has been some news about Semenyo. So let's just add him to the stage. I don't know if you can see it, so let me just double tap it. So it says here, this has come from David Ornstein. And he's saying that Bournemouth may be powerless to prevent Antoine Semenyo sale in January. Contract includes a 65 mil release clause available to all clubs, but must be triggered by a set date. So Bournemouth will get time to replace. Applies again in the summer at a lower price. Two things about this for me. I have absolutely zero idea where journalists get hold of release clauses, unless agents are doing that. And surely with a release clause, you would bang an NDA. Surely you would bang an NDA on it. I know I would if I was the agent. However, let's talk about
it. It's a club, Stu. Imagine that's a club. Like if your release clause gets out, it's void.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. So let's talk about Semenyo then. There's a big bushy tail that I can see. It doesn't appear to be attached to a cat, although that cat. Just show us that cat again. Just let everyone see exactly how large that cat is. Because somebody said it was akin to a lion. Look at the size of him. He's massive. Would you feed that thing?
It's she's 5 years only.
Jesus, wow.
She eats tuna whole.
That is absolutely huge. What do we think about Semenyo? He's had a stellar season, but he had a difficult birth into professional football. If you remember, he plays for Ghana, doesn't he? I think internationally, but he was born and raised in the UK. So he's obviously got Ghanaian heritage and he's chosen to do that. Now, that clearly is down to him being a late developer within the football scene. So he thought potentially he was never going to be able to represent the UK, England, so he's gone off to play for Ghana. But he's had a stellar season. He's integral to the way that Bournemouth plays. So, Mark, what do we think about... First of all, what do we think about the release clause? Do we agree with it? Secondly, would he fit into Amorim's system? And if so, where? And thirdly, do Manchester United have a chance of getting him?
So just a simple question then.
We start with the first. As I was reading them off, Helga was laughing his head off, thinking, I've got to answer that. Sorry, bud.
Now let's start with the first one. Release clause. Let's be fair. Release clause. The value 60. I'm seeing 75 million written down in some places, and that says pounds, and this one says 65 million pounds. So straight away, I'm a little bit dubious on, what it actually is, because we've got two different amounts coming out from one from a journalist and one being pulled from other online sources. So let's stick our finger in the air and we say 70 million pound release clause. Go in the middle, right? Is he worth 70 million in the Premier League?
On his current form, on his current form, what would you say? On his current form?
No, I'd say 50 million max. Is he better than Mbeumo? Who got how many goals last season?
Mbeumo got 20, didn't he? You got 19 Premier League goals?
Yeah, I think so. 19. He tied third, didn't he? Something like that. Third top goal scorer, fourth top goal scorer. Semenyo.
Plenty of credit on your phone. Jarvis can hear that. That's funny.
I would love it. I would love Semenyo. But you're going to be rotating him with Cunha. He's not a striker. He's another Cunha. He's not a left wing back. But if we put him as a left wing back, you'll be doing the same as you do with Ahmad. So I don't see where he fits this formation at all.
Yeah,
but he's a very good player. Very good player. And
the online tacticals, not this community, but the online geniuses. You all know who all those people are. They are trying to convince me and the world that Semenyo and posting heat maps and yes, he is a wing back. Just look at the heat maps and I don't think they ever have coached. Because my argument to them would be, if I stand in the similar position as a wingback, does that mean I do the same work as a wingback, even though I'm in the same position?
what is my mindset? Am I thinking
Yes.
about defending or attacking?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you put DiMarco from Inter in the same position as Semenyo, will they think and defend as good, or are they just in the same position because Semenyo is told to be there defending? And that's so you can kind of bring up any heat map you want, but that is the question for itself. And then I would ask the other question: if you have good clubs who call Semenyo and say, hey, we want you to be our starting winger in a 4-3-3, or you have United calling and saying, hi, you can be our left wing back and predominantly be looked at as the defender with attacking options, what would you choose? And I think it will be kind of, how do you say it? Redundant. And
Oh, Helga, you hit the nail on the head. Liverpool are looking at him as well.
Yeah. So people are looking like
or left striker and replacing Gakpo for Liverpool.
Yeah. So
you're not winning that battle, are you?
Yeah. So people are kind of acting like Semenyo only has the choice between, I don't know, United and Frankfurt, and therefore they will be like, no, it's not that situation. So would I love Semenyo. I think it's very good, but our team needs so much at the moment. And I don't. If we had everything, if we had Elliot Anderson and Wharton or Baliba, and our team was settled, could we take the chance on Semenyo and just try it on the wing back if he is willing? Yes, but this is not the time, I feel like, to kind of experiment with someone when we don't even have. Let's say if we had DiMarco, and if Semenyo didn't work, we could still go back to DiMarco, okay, but I just think it's putting your eggs in one basket type of situation. And if it doesn't work, we have a £70 million problem who can't play in our system. So I think personally it's...
I must admit, Helga, after DiMarco's marking of Mr. Haaland last night, you can forget DiMarco anywhere. But your point is relevant. I'm going to bring my old mate in at the moment. I was mimicking him earlier and he didn't notice. I can't believe it. I was doing it for 3 minutes. I can't believe he didn't notice. I'm gutted. Absolutely gutted. But when he plays it back, he'll have a bit of a giggle on that. Just before we bring in the main man himself, your point about these so-called geniuses, Helge, who are suggesting that he's a great wing-back. When? Where? He goes to Liverpool. He replaces, actually, I think Mark Salah rather than, I think he's a Salah replacement. But
Liverpool are set to change formation by the end of this season to wing-backs.
Got to. They've got to. It's not working for him at the moment. You know, I mean, Helge, you've been watching.
He's signed the wing-backs. He's signed wing-backs. So he's going to go. Yeah. And the under 21 or 23s are playing 5 at the back.
But I said last year, and Jarvis will back me up, I said, I tell you what, it's the easiest championship you'll ever win as a club because the team was prepared, set up, they knew what they were doing. Now it's a different story. So, Jarvis, we've just been talking about Semenyo. We've gone through your beloved Norway, and Helge's given us his opinion. He was absolutely beaming, almost in tears. He's that happy, which is great. We talked a little bit about climatization. Sean mentioned a few bits and pieces. Johnny K, they're talking about the heat in various cities in all countries. So we're talking about that. But we've just gone through Semenyo. I said to the lads, I put 3 questions to them. A, do we believe the release clause cost? B, what do we think of Semenyo as a player? And C, where does he fit into Amorim's system if we were to go for him?
Yeah. First of all, I don't know if you can hear me good because I'm streaming through my phone at the moment.
You're fine.
Because when you guys talk, everything is a little bit laggy. But I can see you. I can read the chat. But when it comes to Semenyo, for me, I think he's a brilliant player. I really love him because he's hard working. He has a goal threat, and I think he would fit perfectly into this Amorim system, playing as a number 10. So, if we are to bring in a player like Semenyo, I think 65 million for a player at that bracket. Let's go through it. He's Premier League proven. He's a goal scorer. He's played in a good collective, under a good manager, and I think he's a player who's ready to go right away if we bring him in. But bringing him in as a wing back, I don't think it's the right solution. But I think we are at the stage where we are going to build squad depth. I think our starting 11 is starting to take shape, but when it comes to the squad depth, we don't have anything yet. So bringing in Semenyo, let's say in the summer for 65 million, I think that will be a good move. It will strengthen our whole front line. He's a forward. He predominantly play on the right, but he can play on the left. He can play as a striker. He can play as a number 10. You name it. So let's say if we are going to sell Xerxes, and Bruno is probably out of contract, so then we have one less 10 option. What are we going to do about Mason Mount? Is he going to stay? He's on high wages. We know Ineos, they want to cut the wage bill. This is how we are going to finance the rest of the transfers. There were reports coming out today talking about the same thing. So I think bringing in Semenyo, let's say on 120, 150k a week, 65 million pounds release clause would actually be a strengthening into our squad. I think it will set both number 10 positions and the striker position. And also he could vacate as a wing back if needed. And this is what we want. We want players who have versatility and also have the quality needed. He would go in and strengthen the starting 11. And the competition for places, I think a player like Ahmad, he needs to raise his level. If you bring in a player like Semenyo, and even not to be sentimental, maybe Ahmad is the next to go. He has his weaknesses. We all saw it the other day on defending the back post. That's obviously the weakness, and we can see other teams now trying to attack Ahmad's defensive flank. So again, I think there's a place we need to strengthen, and Semenyo would be a good signing for me. Is he the most important signing? Should we spend our money elsewhere on other positions? Maybe. But, I wouldn't cry if we go in and sign a player like Semenyo. I think he's one of the best in his position in the Premier League. For 65 million, it's almost a steal, in my opinion. I don't know, guys. What's your take?
I don't see how he gets in the team. I'm not spending 65 million on a sub. That's what I would say. I agree with Jarvis. It's an okay price for him if it's 65 million, but it's not. That's where the bidding starts. It'll be 65 million and all teams will come in. So Liverpool will bid 75.
What is the release clause? It's up to him.
Yeah, but you can pay over the release clause. You can activate a release clause and still offer him more money in wages or however you want to do it. So it still becomes a bidding war for the player. Okay, he's on 75,000 a week. So wages, everyone's going to offer him more than that, no matter what. So it's down to what they want to offer him. When I watch Semenyo play, he plays mainly on the left. All his assists have come from the left. So whether that's Bournemouth have got him as a free, that fluid front three, but he certainly comes from the left. The 2 assists he wasn't given the other week, because I've got him in my FPL, so I definitely keep a good eye on him. He plays left or right wing. Now we have Mbeumo. So if you want to play him in a 10, we'd have to move Mbeumo. We know he can't play on the left. So Semenyo must be, if you brought him in, goes on the left. But we just bought Cunha. So it's a lot of money to spend on another forward when we need centre-backs and wing-backs and central midfielders. So would I put it past Man United triggering this because it's a good deal? No. But is it what we need? Far from it. I don't think we need to strengthen there at the moment.
Yeah, that's what I like watching the club for years now. we are not, and especially with Ineos, yes, they have done good signings, but I just think that we are not exactly splashing the cash, and we are penny pinching, and we are opening Carrington to £100 for kids to see. I just think now we're in a stage where we use our money like the best way possible, and I don't think we're this amazing club yet where we can just in a situation just spend on someone who can give competition to someone, or because if I'm realistic, the first thing I would do if I was Ineos or Amorim, I would get a whole new midfield four. So I would get a new wing back for the left and the right, and a new midfield pivot. That's the first thing I would fix with our team, is just a complete new four. So before thinking about any player, I would be like, if I was in the board, I would say, if you're not talking to me about the left wing back, a right wing back, or midfield pivot, I don't want to hear. I don't care what player it is. If it's amazing striker for £50 million, or I don't want to hear it. If it's not a midfield pivot, or if it's not a wing back, because I think those, in my head, because we are all different and we all view things differently, but in my head, all of those four positions are like lightning red when you're driving in your car and it says like fix the oil or fix the in the car. When you're starting up the car and it's like beaming red because it's something you have to fix. I think for me, all the four positions are like that, and we obviously all think differently, and some think Ahmad will come good on the right, and we have Dorgu, and but for me, I would change the whole. I don't like Casemiro and Bruno. I don't like Ahmad at wing back. I like Dorgu, but he's a 20-year-old playing 6 months in Italy, and that's kind of it. I think we have to change the whole four, and then we can think about everything else. But before that, I wouldn't do any more offensive buys, defensive, goalkeeper. I wouldn't do anything. Fix those four in midfield, because getting in a Anderson, Baliba, or a right wing back or left wing back, that's my 100% priority for the next 2 windows. But everyone is different, but that's how I look at it. I think it's kind of crisis to play Dalot as a left wing back, or
I wouldn't read much into this Semenyo business anyway, because quite frankly, we were linked on X earlier, and I wish I'd screenshotted it, because it was the best thing I'd seen in ages. Vinicius Junior to United for 200 million. So there you go figure. It says it all. Just before we carry on,
good left wing, Matt.
He would, 200 million, absolute joke. We have a super chat from Bilal. I was looking for the media, Jarvis, so I'm just going to play this one, and we'll go from there. It's not the right one, but it was a super chat anyway, wasn't it? So Bilal with a brilliant super chat as always. What is your favourite ever World Cup and Euros? Jarvis will start with you, then we'll go to Mark. And we'll go with both, World Cup and Euros. We'll go to Mark, and then we'll go to Helge. Jarvis, my old mate. Oh, you're on mute.
Can you hear me now? I heard it was a little bit of lag and then echo. So I'll do my best. My favorite World Cup must be Mexico 1986. I think that's my favorite World Cup I've seen. I saw so many games. That's where I really got into football. You know, that was the big tournament for me. With Maradona and Argentina winning it. But there were so many good teams. Denmark at that time. We had the Brazilian team, Socrates, Zico. I remember them. We had the France with Platini. You know, they were doing really well. And that French team was one of the best teams. You know, they probably should have won both 82 and 86. if you know your history. And not to forget the Danish team, the Danish Dynamite, and they did really well. And there were all other small things, I remember Mexico, the Negrete goal, scoring on a volley, or So there were so many good moments from that championship. When it comes to the Euros, for me, I think my favorite is also in the same bracket. It was 1988 when the Dutch team won. Marco van Basten, Ruud Gullit, Ronald Koeman, Frank Rijkaard, all of them winning the final against the old Soviet Russia. In the final, I think they won it 2-0. Header from Ruud Gullit, first one, and the other one was the beautiful volley from Marco van Basten. I don't know if you have seen it on clips. That was probably one of the best goals ever in the history of football.
Which one was that, Joe?
The balance.
Is that the one where he hit the bar and bounced off? Because I don't recall a Van Basten volley.
No, you don't.
I'm only joking.
And also Marco van Basten, he was the top goal scorer that tournament. He scored 5 goals, and all of them were beauties. Marco van Basten, he was one of my childhood favorites. His balance. If you remember, for example, Dennis Bergkamp, he was a brilliant technician, a good player, but he was just half the man of Marco van Basten when it came to technique and balance and grace on the football pitch. He was almost like a ballet dancer, how he conducted himself on the pitch. So for me, I think the Euros 88. And also I remember Ireland beating England in the group stage 1-0. I don't know who scored. I think it was it John Ulrich or Steve Houghton?
We don't remember that, do we, Mark?
Who scored that goal?
No, we don't.
They were all English players.
I think that was something I remember from that tournament. So for me, 86 and 88 in my pump.
What's your thoughts?
For me, the greatest World Cup that I've witnessed was Italian 90, probably. I think the first one I remember. The best one I would say would be France 98, because I was there, so witnessing it firsthand, the Colombia game, things like that with my best mate. That's an experience when you're actually at one of the games in a foreign country and things like that. And yeah, what can we not say about France 98? It pretty much had it all. Jarvis talked about a lot of it last night. Funny enough, you had the Argentina side. We've got the David Beckham, sneezing on someone and they fell over. You've got Michael Owen announcing himself to the world. You got Zidane being Zidane in the final. But I would say Euros.
You had Norway beating Brazil.
No, that never happened. No one beats Brazil. But Euros for me, I'm sorry, and you can be as biased as you want, chaps, in your calls, but it's Euro 96. That was football fever for someone of my age. Do you know what I mean? I was 14, and wow. Do you know what I mean? The country changed in my eyes for the last time when it wasn't all about football hooligans and everything. Because now, whenever we try and do everything, everyone talks about English hooligans, which is ironic, really, when you watch football. But Euro 96 was just unbelievable. The Gascoigne goal against Scotland, where he's chipping it over their heads, and then the water bottle, celebration on the floor. There was just so many iconic moments. Smashing Holland 4-0. And some of the best players probably ever to grace football played in that tournament. With the Dutch players, the Spanish players, German players. It was a bit of a who's who, I think, in 96. Coming out of Italian 90, the ones that were left and the new up-and-coming players coming through. So, yeah.
So they're good ones. Helge, where are you on that? It's a brilliant question. Bilal always comes in with some great questions.
Yeah.
By the way, Mark. Sorry, Helge, but Mark, you forgot to mention Three Lions. that song from the
No,
Euros.
we don't
Greatest
talk about
football
that.
song of all time.
We can't talk about that anymore in the UK.
Probably
We're
the
not allowed.
greatest.
We're banned.
It's coming home. It's coming home. It's
Who
coming.
knew in '96 we'd write a song for women's football?
I know, because it hasn't went for the men. Sorry, Helge.
Yeah, I won't ever forget the World Cup in '86. Wow. No, I'm just kidding. I wasn't alive. But for me, like we discussed in the right at the start, that right at the start, that Norway in my lifetime has never been in any sort of competition, and I have never been interested in skiing and winter sports. So I've never, as a Norwegian, felt that Norwegian connection. So when I was 6 years old, we didn't have Premier League. We only had Serie A. So my start of football was always Italian and Italian players and Italian football. So therefore, my whole kind of national watching career, if you could call it that, I've always been Italy every tournament, diehard Italy, wearing Italy kits every time. So you can then guess what my answer is. 06.
We can.
And also honorable mention is 2012 with three at the back with Di Natale and Balotelli on top. I loved that Italian side. I loved that we were such. Oh, I say we. There you go. They were such underdogs going into that tournament, and the 2010 World Cup I loved because I loved that Netherlands side with Schneider and Van der Vaart and Robin van Persie. Because Schneider has always been one of my favorite players, even though he was linked to us for about 36 years, coming to United.
Was that Louis van Gaal? Van Gaal?
Yeah.
Was he the manager?
Yeah. I was. You guys would have hated me if if it was tactical devils under the Van Gaal era, because man, I would die for that guy. Oh my god, I love Van Gaal. So I would say 06 and then 2012 and then 2010 because of the Holland side, and Jabulani with Forlan is also an honorable mention with those long shots. That's brilliant.
No, absolutely brilliant. Before we go to mine, Unicorn Sky, my darling, thank you so much. She's been a member for 9 months. We're absolutely delighted. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you all and everyone else for your support as well on this channel. It makes me and Jarvis smile beyond words. You wouldn't know how much we talk about the support you give us. So thank you all for that. Jarvis, if I've got to go for my favourite World Cup, what would it be? It could only be.
I could bet £1,000 that would be Argentina 78.
Correct. It's my first recollection, of a World Cup, and I can remember it like it was yesterday. And I was absolutely mesmerised by the Argentines, the way they looked, the way they played. The Dutch, the way that they looked, the way they played, the ticker tape on the pitches, the tango football, the sheer theatre of football that we weren't seeing back in the UK at the time, where we had no grass on the pitches. The balls were heavy. People were still getting their faces imprinted and stuff of that nature. So, and I've been watching football a long time, since 1977. So I've been watching football a long time. So Argentina 78, with a huge honourable mention to Mexico 86. I'm with Jarvis on that. Again, Maradona really burst onto the scene. Negrete's bicycle kick in the Azteca. I think Colombia were there. I'm just trying to think who was there. We were there. The games were
the Belgium team was actually quite good. And so
day.
Chico, I think he was one of the best players. The midfielder
team?
was a maestro. Belgium. They came to the quarter from the semi-final. Then they lost 2-1 against Argentina. from a brilliance from Maradona.
And we had a great team. We had a hat trick, obviously, for Gary Lineker. I think was
Gary
that Poland.
Lineker, yes.
I think it was against Poland. So brilliant. Honourable
was it Paraguay?
Paraguay. Might have been Paraguay. I can't remember. And then honourable mention to 94 as well, because I thought the USA 94 was brilliant. Any ornaments?
Can I ask you if your early memories kind of with those Argentine? I was just thinking, has that kind of influenced you later in life? Do you have kind of a little bit of a sweet spot for Argentine people even today, or players coming
Love Argentina.
Yeah, so that has kind of imprinted in you.
Yeah. I fell in love with their kit. And I love it to this day. So, anyone said to me, what's your favourite national shirt apart from England? Although ours are always boring, aren't they, Mark? It's always Argentina. I just love it, the whole concept of it. Euros.
It's a faded Brighton kit. Just saying.
It looks great. It just looks great. It just looks great. Got to go with Euro 96, but a special mention for Euro 88, because that was just on a different planet, Euro 88. Now I'm trying to think, gentlemen, I'd like a little bit of help, because Jarvis, you were mentioning Dennis Bergkamp. I think he's a player that is hugely underrated. I'd like to draw your attention to when he destroyed Argentina by himself with those memorable goals. And I can't remember which World Cup it is, so I'd like somebody to tell me which World Cup Bergkamp destroyed.
Probably the USA 94 or...
No, too early.
No,
France
no.
98. Was it France 98? Yeah,
yes.
I think it was France 98. And he was absolutely on a different...
Can we just point out, there's no way he could get to America.
No, he wouldn't go to, because he wouldn't drive. That's correct. Yeah, he was playing for Inter Milan.
He would have been on a boat, sailing for 6 months or something.
6 months. I don't know whether you know that, Jarvis. He had to drive everywhere. I don't know whether you knew that, Jarvis. Bergkamp wouldn't fly. He had to drive everywhere. So when they're playing in Europe for Arsenal, he had to set off 3 days earlier for some games. And some games he wouldn't play, would he? Mark, because he had set up.
Yeah, when they played in Russia or someone like that, so he couldn't play because they couldn't get there. Do you remember Arsenal? They're playing
when they were playing in the old Soviet Union,
when they were playing out there. But literally, between him and B.A. Baracus, you'd just literally be a great taxi fare, wouldn't it?
He was absolutely brilliant. I love that question, Bilal. Please get your questions in. We are doing a Q&A tonight. Anything you want to ask us, Helga, a brilliant guest. Anything you want to ask him, anything you want to ask Mark, even if you want to ask two old timers up at the top, me and my old mates, two old men, still trying to relive our youths, aren't we, pal, when it comes to football? Just out of interest, we mentioned on last week's show, Thursday's show, that myself and Jarvis this week are doing the crossbar challenge with our left foot. Now, I can tell you that Jarvis has done his video, but for technical reasons, we might have to do it and show it on Thursday, which won't be too bad because I'll be doing mine Wednesday. So we could do the reveal together if you want on Thursday. Mark did his about a week ago. I don't know whether Jarvis can get Mark's up. If he can't,
I can't. Not today.
We'll show Mark's again. But Mark, it's up to you. Do you want to leave them to see it? Or here we go. Oh, he's got it.
We'll try to see if the internet allows it. But it's just one of those. So just
look at that star. Look at that star.
Just to remind you all, me and Jarvis give ourselves one attempt. You did do it in what? You did just have one attempt, didn't you, pal?
100%, yes, always.
Always.
I'm a man of my word. One
I know you're a man of your word, yeah. Same with me. But no, actually, Mark, when we suggested it, we didn't say it was one attempt, if you remember. But
I filmed before you said anything.
Correct. Me and Jarvis, between ourselves, decided we'd go with one attempt. So, roll the tape if we can. He's looking sharp. He's looking confident.
Yeah.
I need the Soccer AM music right now. It is.
Oh, that would be
you know when I used to
brilliant.
do the half from the halfway line.
Yeah, that would be brilliant if we could do the Soccer AM music.
Okay,
Or-
guys, let's just roll the tape. Pay attention.
Hey,
Roll
this
that
is
tape.
Jarvis. I'm doing the crossbar challenge. One try, right foot.
Right foot, left foot.
Bang.
Hey, it's supposed to be left foot today.
Yeah, so good.
That's how you do it.
I'll be doing it left-footed.
Yeah, it's left foot, Jarvis. That doesn't count. Sorry, mate.
Well, I thought we were doing both feet.
Oh, did you do left feet? Did you do left foot as well?
I did my left foot, but we can just watch the right foot once more. You know,
No,
it's, it's,
I think we should watch the
Hey,
left
this
foot.
is Jarvis. I'm doing the crossbar challenge. One try, right foot.
Bang.
Great effort, mate. Well played.
Tank there. So good.
That's a great effort. Even young Philip
That's how you do it.
loved it. Well done.
Oh,
I'm impressed with that.
it wasn't Philip, by the way. It was the
That
other
wasn't
kids.
Philip?
You know, my guys. You know, they were. We had
Oh,
practice today, so we
brilliant.
did it
Well
at
done,
the end
pal.
of the
Well
practice.
done. Well done.
But I
Well
don't know
done.
if I want to show you the left one because
Yes,
that was a poor
yes.
effort. That was a
No, we
really
wanna
poor
see
Was
the
it
left
soft
foot.
press? Did it even get there in the air? Was
We
it
wanna
a
see the
fever
left
along
foot.
the floor?
Okay. Oh, I don't
Come
want
on,
to show it.
it's fine. It's fine.
It's embarrassing.
We still love
Okay.
you either way. That's okay.
Yes. Go on. Here he comes.
Okay.
Okay, this is the crossbar challenge. Left foot. First try.
That was a very actually. That wasn't a bad effort, pal.
No?
That wasn't a bad effort at all.
No,
I
no.
was kind of distracted by the tiddler dancing, giving it the big one on camera.
Yeah.
Which I thought was
I love that the little goalkeeper took it as well.
Yeah. Hey, look,
Okay.
look, the
One
thing
more
is-
try.
The thing is, you gave it a go, and that's like mine's going to be terrible. My left foot, so don't even worry about it, pal. But I will record it and I will show you.
I remember my coach. I was a striker, but I was the most one-footed striker you will ever see. And I remember my coach said, he came up to me and he just touched me on the shoulder and he said, "You know that you can use your left foot for other things than just standing on."
Well, yes, that is that. There is that.
Okay, I can show it to you one more time, the left foot, but you know this is the last time. You'll never see it again. So
Okay, this is the crossbar challenge. Left foot. First try.
Someone screen record.
That kid's funny as. It's a good effort. It's a good effort.
I don't know what I was doing.
It doesn't matter. The whole thing, it's a bit of fun. Sean, by the way, just so you know, Sean from United versus Everybody challenged a few of us. So Jules, who's on RDTV with Richard, he did it with his left foot. He did it one attempt actually, and that's on X.
Someone else did the one foot, left foot.
Yeah, all right. Somebody else might have done it with his left foot once as well. We don't know who that is, do we, Jarvis? Apparently,
Never heard of one. Never heard of it.
Hearsay.
he's not big-headed by any.
Able to upload mine from the WhatsApp. You're able to access mine through WhatsApp on your laptop.
Well, if you can share it if you like. If you have it on your
do you wanna-
computer,
if you go
just
into-
share
it's
it,
on my
and
phone. I've
I
got
will
to
bring it up.
upload I've got to upload it to my thing. Hang on.
Okay.
We'll
You
come
can look
back
at
to
mine.
mine.
We'll
I'll
come
send it
back
to
to
my
mine.
phone.
Yeah. So we've all seen mine from last week. Whisker away with my toe pokish effort. Jarvis was a whisker away with his effort. Hit it on the nail on the head first
I
time.
was bang on the right foot. I have to say,
no
you know, I
problem,
was
got no
so
problem with that.
happy with that
But
one.
I'm going to stick with my left foot one tomorrow on Wednesday, pal. So on Thursday you can show my left foot. And everybody feel free to laugh at me and giggle. It's just a bit of fun. Helga, if you want to do it, if you get time during the week and you want to have a go,
I was thinking it's time I pick up my boots again because
please
they are
do, because nobody. It's a bit of fun. The devilish tacticos, they don't laugh at us. It's just a bit of fun. It's absolutely brilliant. So the kid Foston line is absolutely great.
I want to say hi to some Meeks. Big up Meeks. Hope you're well. And if you want to join in on the crossbar challenge, Meeks, please do. And you can post it in your channel and send me a clip, and I'll show it on the next show.
I could
if you're there.
If it's wanted, I can just put it out there. It's but I can edit videos and stuff because I have education for it. So if it's the wish of the community, it's possible to send me a lot of clips of everyone doing it, and I can make a video of everyone like on the line edit. If anyone wants that, I just wanted to put it out there as an option. If there is, it would be fun to. It would be fun to as many people from the. You don't have to put on like football boots. You don't have to. It doesn't have to be like this big thing. It's just for fun. It takes 2 seconds. Everyone can use Snapchat, and you just make a video and send to Jar or Stu or me or whatever. And I can put one video together, so then we don't have to put on everyone individually, and we can just boom, 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 boom.
That's brilliant, Helge. Actually, Jarvis, that'd be ace, wouldn't it, pal?
It would. That would be brilliant. If you can do that, that would be fantastic.
That'd be brilliant. So I'll be doing mine Wednesday, and we'll see how close I get, my old mate. So Jarvis, you got 10 foot below the bar, didn't you? And your left foot. So I'm just making sure it's about 10 foot.
Knocking out the little kid in goal.
Yeah. All right. I was trying to be a bit polite to him. I mean, don't go for the jugular with him. To be fair, no, Charles.
It's fine. No.
Might even get anywhere near it. So this is all a bit of fun. Jules in the chat, by the way, Jules, we have mentioned that you have done your left foot and you did it first go as well. So we've got that on X. We'll let Helge have that. So we're just having a bit of fun with it. That's all it is. It's just purely a bit of fun. Mark had no football this week, Jarvis, so he's happy. There's a free week. It's called a silence week for junior football, and it's to stop kids getting them. Anyway, it's called Silence Week in the UK. The mighty Tipton Town got beat. We were beaten 5-4 over the weekend. But you win some, you lose some. But
yes. By the way, I have Jules' contribution here.
Oh, this is lovely.
Yeah. So let's take a moment
let's show Jules. Yeah.
Can I enhance? I
think in the left corner.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's just watch it in
one attempt, only right foot.
Well, lucky Jules on that one. Here we go.
Hey!
Oh,
first time. Well done, Jules.
It's like watching Morten Gams Pedersen.
Morten Gams Pedersen. Jules, absolutely brilliant, mate. Well done. Again, it's just, all it is. It's just a bit of fun. Nobody gets judged because at the end of the day. As we all know, hitting the crossbar isn't about skill; it's about luck, and we all know that. So,
anyway. It's skill. It's skill.
Yeah, Jarvis is going with skill, aren't you, Jarvis?
It's your right foot, not your left foot.
Brilliant.
Do you know the biggest tip I can give people? Pretend you're passing to someone. Just pretend you're passing to someone.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah.
Because if you're going to do it in the junior goals, you're hitting an adult in the chest, in the air.
Yeah.
So, and I do it with my players. Right, the amount of them that can't hit the post. Do you remember the game free bar? You hit posts.
Yeah. I love free ball. Yeah, I love.
Tell me how you can pass the ball to someone's feet when they're standing still, but you can't hit the bottom of a post when it's technically someone standing still. It's all in the mind. It's all a mind game. Like
so I
just
did
people standing still.
I hit the bar on try 3, but I was saying to Jarvis, I didn't attempt it. I just didn't bother trying to do it. I just hit it and it hit the bar. I actually drilled it. It was one of those. I was saying to Jarvis about it. He goes, "Why didn't you record it?" I said, we said one try each, didn't we, pal? And that's it. So unlucky with your left peg. Well done, Jules. Helga, it'd be great for you to do it. We'll get marks up when we can.
It's
Yeah,
uploading now.
Yeah, we'll carry on. Jarvis, what have you got?
Well,
It's a quiet week, isn't it?
I see we are no, it's not. We have had a lot planned for tonight's show, but
planned.
you know, technical issues. Stu and I will be back tomorrow around 7:30.
Right, 7:30.
Yeah, we will have to see. But the thing is, we have to cover through a couple of other things. We talked about the Semenyo release clause, but there's also been a Sesko injury update, and he came out from the club today, and apparently he's out 1 month at the minimum. So we are maybe looking at 6 weeks on this guy, and we have the AFCON coming up. So my question to you guys is it devastating now with Sesko's injury, and how are we going to manage without him? Because as we know, both Cunha and Ahmad will be out for a long time, and we most likely have to rely on Cunha to be the number 9. So who is going to play in the other positions, or could we see Xerxes coming into the team as the number 9 for 4 or 5 weeks? Helge, you can go first.
Well, I think I like Sesko, but if the situation was that he was absolutely smashing it and playing every game of every 90 minutes and we were very dependent on him, I would be very sad. But I feel like it's not such a big problem, even though it's fun to say it is a big problem and to make out all this big situation on why everything could be a crisis and now everything is going to shit and we're going to not score goals, and how I in my head it's not that big of a problem, to be fair, even though I like him. But we are going to find a solution. We have played so many games without Sesko. You can see a lot of games he has preferred to not start Sesko either way. So I don't think, like, I would 100% want him available myself, but I think playing Cunha, Mount, and Mbumo, different, like, how do you say it? I'm looking for a word. Different setups for the front 3. I think we will be playing Cunha, Mount, and Mbumo almost every game, and then some games we will play Ahmad, as we have done in the 10, and then have Cunha and Mbumo, and some games we will play Xerxes, and some games we will play so I think I'm not that worried at all, because he hasn't like played magnificently, and Amorim hasn't started with him most games either way. So I think I would love to have him, but I think if I was the manager, I would have started probably with Xerxes and then keep Cunha, because I like continuity. So I would play like Cunha and Mbumo on the sides, so that when Sesko comes back, he can just slot into it. But I don't think that is what the manager will do. I think he will mix it up with Cunha as a striker sometimes, and then Mount behind, and then mix it up depending on the opponent. So yeah.
As you see, I'm picking the starting 11 on the tactical board, and if you remove Sesko and Mbumo, Ahmad, and Masraoui, they will all be out injured or AFCON. We have three holes to fill in this team: the number 9, the right wing back, and the right number 10. So how are we going to do this? Who are we going to play?
I think Bruno and Cunha will play behind Sesko, because Sesko will be fit when they go. That's my bet. I think Bruno, Cunha, and Mount will play. But
Stu, when you look at it, how do you reckon Amorim will set up his team now with all of these 4 players out at once.
I think this is where Kobe Mainu is going to either step up or disappear. That's it. This is his one chance, his only chance to prove to Amorim and us as fans that he deserves to be there. And the reason I say that is because, Jarvis, you're probably right. And you did briefly bring this up a few weeks ago. You felt that he would automatically push Bruno up either to the false 9 or to at least one of the 10s. And we both said at the time that's going to open the space for either the potential arrival of Gallagher, maybe, or it should really open the taps for Mainu to come in and do something. But if he comes in, though, fellas, he's got to deliver. I agree with you, Helga. I think Mount comes in. I think Cunha comes in. And then I think you've got to play Bruno. But it's a very weak and small. Taking Cunha out of that, a weak and small front 3.
Yeah,
no
Dalot there. Oh, my God.
There's no power and pace in Bruno, and there's no power and pace in Mount. But Mount does close down the gaps very, very quickly. And I think if you push Mainu into that area where Bruno shouldn't occupy, but he's likely to occupy, even if he plays as a false 9, he's still likely to occupy where Mainu is going to be. He's naturally going to gravitate there. Then Mainu's got a real chance to shine. And I'm wondering, me and Jarvis were speculating last night. We haven't heard anything with regards to the Mainu situation. We were asked about, would Mainu go to Napoli? He wants to go to Napoli. I made a point that Conte has come out just recently bemoaning the fact that they signed 9 players and it's unbalanced Napoli. I think maybe it's a little bit hot air because when we were talking about it last night, we didn't think to consider January, did we, Jarvis? Actually, it's the end of December, isn't it? Don't they go off in December to the African nations?
Yeah, 15th of December, the AFCON starts until 15th of January. So this
it's 4 weeks.
4 weeks,
Yes, it's 4 weeks. So he's got an opportunity now, Mainu, to come in and really deliver. And I hope he does. I hope he does come in. I hope he delivers.
Yeah.
We were discussing 1 or 2 bits and pieces as well last night. I did say December / January that I want to see Leacher come back in. I want to see Leacher come back in as a left wing back. That's what I want him to. Me and Jarvis, the more we spoke about it, the more we're comfortable with Shaw and Leacher on the left side. We think it's a much better balanced unit. De Ligt and Dalot are okay at right. It's a right centre back and right kind of wing back, so to speak. But Dorgu played a lot of his time at Lecce at right wing back, and we seem to forget that. We just popped him in as a left. So we could have an ability where we put Leacher in and Dorgu. So I think we're quite balanced with Leacher or Martinez as a left wing back. When I raised this, and I did, and Jarvis will tell you, Helge, I raised this 12 months ago. I think Mark even knows I raised it 12 months ago. And a lot of he can't play there, he can't play there, he can't play there. He can play there. And then last night, people were starting to consider the fact that could we put him in as a 6? I think he's a better option with his passing ability. He doesn't need to be fast. He's got good awareness, good positional sense, can play left back, can fit into the back four. It work quite nicely there. So,
I actually, when you think of it, sorry.
Yeah, we are going to have problems. Absolutely, no problem whatsoever. I don't like the fact that we will potentially have to go in with Mount and Bruno alongside Cunha. I don't think that's great for us.
And Xerxes has an option, as I said.
We do have an option, but we've always worried about Xerxes, haven't we? All of us, on the panel, Helge, before you came and you joined us, we've always worried about Xerxes. He says himself, I'm a 9.5. Can't afford to have you as a 9.5. But Mark will always argue that Sesko is a better left-sided 10. So, what do we do? So, You could run Xerxes up there, Jarvis, but then I agree. I think he plays Mount. That means Mayu doesn't get in the side again. So I would rather see Mayu get in, Xerxes in for Mount maybe, and maybe try it that way. Difficult one. Really difficult one.
I think the Mayu thing is such a headache because I almost have a problem just thinking about it alone because it's so many factors and things that we all can say what we want, but then what he wants is also a thing, and what the manager's thinking is also a thing, because I just think I haven't watched as much as you guys because you have a more lived experience than me, obviously. But for me, like obviously not when he's out of form, but for me, Mayu was such, from the first time I watched him just pass a ball, it was just wow, like he is different from just a good talented lad. I just think we can't as a club be in our worst ever state like we have been the last 10 years and get a player like Mayu and still he can't get into the team. We have to somehow make it work, but obviously it has to be also up to the player, because we don't know what happens behind the scenes, how he's acting, how he's pushing. We don't know that is just speculation, because some people say no, he's having an attitude behind the scenes and everything. I'm like, oh yeah, so Amorim. And someone is saying no, he's pushing everything, he's doing everything he can't, and Amorim is being so unfair.
Well, Helge, we all, sorry for interrupting you, but we all have to read between the lines when it comes to Mayu, because it's obviously not his talent, because he's super talented. He played in the Euros final. He was one of the best players for Man United on the Ten Hag FA Cup final, to mention a couple of games, and we all remember that. So if we read between the lines, it has to be a fallout. Amorim is not happy with Mayu, and we all understand it. We all feel it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I'm just
the problem now with Mayu.
That's what I'm saying. So that we don't know for a fact what it is, but it is something definitely that doesn't have to do with football, and that is the thing, because if I was Mayu, we all have different personalities, and I've always been the person that if I'm even third in the line behind starting, I will never down tools in training, and I will just use it as motivation. But also, when Mayu sees the players always coming in front of him, it can be, I don't know, but I was thinking something creative, and I don't know what you guys think about it, but what about if we loan him to Brighton and then he goes and plays in the pivot with Baleba and they both return to us in the summer?
Well, I said Brighton's a great fit for him.
I think him and Baleba can create this partnership, and if Baleba then comes in the summer, it's all set then.
Yeah, well, we think we're odds on to get Baleba. Just before we go to you, Mark, we have the legend, Rushmano, who was gifted 5 memberships.
I'll get my sunglasses.
You are. We're all gonna. Yeah. So let's get the shades out for Rushy.
I brought mine as well.
Oh, good. Well done, Helge. Oh my God, Jarvis. Just because you did the crossbar challenge. Dear me, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Here we go. Go on, Jarvis.
Okay, let's play this one.
Can you play the jingle from where you are?
Let's do the drums. Let's do the drums.
Yeah. Roll
now Homer Simpson in the house.
Rock. The legend of Rushmano has gifted Dave 147, absolute legend. Dave's a legend as well, so thanks for that. Tom Porter, absolutely brilliant.
Those glasses, Jarvis.
I know. Well, Eduardo Almanza received a membership. So did Jarvis. Luan France. he got one as well. And everybody's favourite, Fletch. You just got to love Fletch. Fletch has been gifted.
Which Fletch?
Big up, Fletch. Absolutely brilliant. So big up all. Rushmano, thank you so much. It means an awful lot to our channel for your support. You are an absolute legend. Everybody, you're all legends. So thank you very, very much.
I can't see anything. Shut the glasses back.
Yeah, oh gosh, you can't say anything without that. Mark, sorry, yes, we were talking about.
Can I just say something to Rushmano? Yes. You are beyond a gem, a legend of the channel. You are gifted. It must have been at least 100 memberships or maybe more to this channel, and you know, you don't have to, but I really appreciate it. You help out the channel. You know, we have limited resources, and you know, this helps the channel going. So, you know, thank you so much, Rushmano. You know, Rushmano and I, we go way back. You know, we started. We got to know each other in the chat of the Flying Pig. It must be like 7-8 years ago, and we just been like YouTube friends from the chat all up until today. So big up, Rushmano. You are a legend. You know, you are. Thank you.
Jamie, just before you go, you are a top contributor, by the way, to our comment section. You are second, just behind Bilal, and just ahead of Tom Porter. So, Jamie, thank you. Tom, thank you. Everybody.
My crossbar. I've uploaded it.
Have we done it? I haven't seen it. Can't see it.
Yes, I have something.
Anyway,
you want it to the stage?
Danny B's up there, Jay's up there, and the Manus. You're all up there with top contributors, which is really important to us as well. And you keep your comments flowing, so we're absolutely delighted. There's loads of you as top.
And by the way, the new YouTube algorithms, it's all driven by AI at the moment. So you know, it's not anymore about likes and views, because you can come in, watch for 30 seconds, and it counts per view. What counts now, it's retention time, viewing time. So I know you guys are loyal followers of the show, and you watch more than an hour and maybe more. So we have a really high average viewing time on this channel, and you know, that's really, really good. So thank you everybody for watching. Do you want to show the crossbar challenge, Mark? Do you want us to show it?
I think we should.
Show it.
It's loading. Is this one? Yep.
I was told by the players I had to do it this way, so there's been no editing.
No, that's all right. Got no issue at all. There's no. Me and Jarvis decided we were going to do it with one attempt.
I like the suspense. The suspense is building up. Oh,
it's
look at that!
I'll have to put it on a seat in the stand. But this is the downside. Yes. Really bad angle. You'll see him coming now.
Hold on, stop that there. Bloody Jarvis got higher than that with his left foot.
That's the Jarvis.
You tried to swaz it there, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see you tried to. Yeah. There it is.
Hey.
Well done. Well done. Oh, look at it. I like that.
And now for my left foot.
Yes. There you go.
Okay, it counts.
It counts in the middle again.
Well done. Great work, Mark. Great work. It's interesting. It's good fun, isn't it? It's just a bit of fun, isn't it? It's a laugh.
Now, yeah, I did that quickly before our match, while everyone's getting changed, run out, set the balls up.
Set the balls up and then quickly do it. Yeah, I do. I get there early before we kick off on a Wednesday, and I that's when I did it. So I'm going to toe poke it with my left. I might be able to get the elevation if I toe poke it.
It's the first time I've ever really videoed my own technique. I was like, well, at least my technique was consistent. Right over left, right over left. You know what I mean? When you just clipping the ball, I was like, well, it's the same technique.
Jarvis is a natural on the camera. Aren't you, pal?
Jarvis is a born star.
Your technique
Yeah,
is
yeah, thank
interesting, apparently.
My technique is terrible, especially on my left. You know that. I will never show it again, so you're all seen it. Let's forget about it.
It's all good fun. It's all good fun. It's all good fun.
Obi Cops comes in and say that technique is interesting.
Yes.
I
don't
arm
know.
up before you hit it, if you're not sure, because you do a motion with your arms. Like Jarvis, you swipe your arm behind your back. That's your motion.
Yeah.
So
Yes, that's right.
Wherever your arm will start with your right, you start it naturally with your left in that position and just do the same motion. And then your legs follow.
I know. But I can't help it. My left foot is almost dead, so it's for running. That's how it is.
That's brilliant. That is.
Man United on the left because they can't use their left foot either.
No. Guys, we are going to do a Q&A. And we are 20 minutes left. So if we're going to do, let's say, 10 minutes of Q&A, we need to run through two more things before we wrap it up. We don't have to go all around the panel. I will just ask you firing questions. So we start with Stu. So first thing is João Gomes, the Wolves midfielder from Brazil. He has a price set now. It's 44 million according to Record Portugal, and he should be available in January if we can cough up the money. So would you think that would be a viable solution to bring in João Gomes for 44 million pounds?
Well, he's never. I've never come away from a Wolves match raving about him. I think 44 is probably a fair price for him. If you speak to a lot of people, a lot of football people who know about football, they say he's a fantastic footballer. I'm going to go with no. I think if we still put 44 million for Gomez, no, I think it's not worth it for me. We need to, if we've got to fill a gap, we either fill it with Mayu, or we maybe get Gallagher in on a loan and run him as a 6, or we leave it and we make our purchases in the summer. But for me, I wouldn't go with Gomez. I've not seen him have a good game yet live.
Can I point out the elephant in the room? He's Portuguese, isn't he?
Brazilian.
So why are the reports coming out of Portugal?
He speaks Portuguese.
It's the Wolves' connection with Portugal and how Mendes, the super agent. I think
it's his agent, isn't it? Yeah, it's his agent. Yeah.
But the point is, it's a Portuguese manager yet again having links back in Portugal to a player who, in my opinion, 44 million you're paying someone. Don't forget how much we paid for our 210s in the summer. That's a lot of money. Because our 10s weren't much more expensive than that. I don't think he's worth it. Shoot, I'm with you. He's done nothing special, and all of a sudden now we're being linked with him. He doesn't play in the national team. No. We've got Casemiro who already does. If I was spending 44 million, I'm going after Atalanta's Edison for 44 million rather than João Gomes. And with the Kobe Mainoo's not playing, and this guy doesn't play for his country. I'd rather still stick with Mayu.
Same here. So, that's what I would rather do. Yeah. I'll confess to him.
I'd rather get the one that left Man United, the youngster who plays in France for.
Angel Gomez.
Angel Gomez. But I just wanted to say. Yeah, please go on, Mark. Sorry.
I was just going to say he's more of an 8, but. Again, all the time we have Bruno, we can't replace 2 midfielders, can we? So it's all going to come down to the sales again. It'll be 2 years on the trot where our sales drive our purchases.
It'll be interesting.
I just wanted to say, when it comes to Record Portugal, I think they were quite accurate this summer. They were spot on when it came to Gyökeres, for example, and other Portuguese players that came from Sporting and that region. So. They're not tier 1, but I would say they are tier 2, tier 3. So they're semi-reliable when it comes to this.
Yes, he was he's a Brazilian player playing in England, but the reports coming out of Portugal. So the reports only coming from Jorge Mendes.
I don't know, but it's agent driven for sure. That's 100%.
And
But
he
they
was
paying him as available for the window, so he's up for grabs if you want him. 44 million. This
he
is
was the
how I
best
read it.
friend. He was the best friend of Cunha, also at Wolves. So it's an easy link too.
Question
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
Question though.
Tenuous is the word we
Best
use
mate.
in England. Tenuous link.
Question though, gents. If Rob Edwards turns it around between now and January, and he gets Wolves firing, because don't forget the points difference and gap isn't huge, and he gets them up the league, and Gomez starts to play well. Would we have a different view then? Who knows? But right now, I think Hayden Hackney's the player to go for. I think we get him cheap. I think we can get him in January, and I think it would be brilliant if we're going to do anything in the summer. I think Hackney would be the player. Or
I think Hackney on loan with option to buy would be the smartest move Man United could do, because Hackney looks great at his current club, but that's not
Correct.
the Premier League.
Correct.
And the last player, I can't remember what his name is, we signed him from Crewe. He played one Carabao Cup game and he never played for Man United again.
Nick
was
Powell?
that
He was
Miller?
a wonder kid.
Oh, Nick Powell. Nick Powell.
Nick
Is it
Powell?
Miller? Nick Powell. We got
That's
Miller from
Nick
Wigan,
Powell.
didn't we?
Yeah. And Hackney's in the same boat as what he was at Crewe.
Yeah.
And
But Hackney goes to Wolves in the summer anyway, doesn't he? If somebody
think
doesn't
so.
buy him,
Yeah.
he ends up at Wolves. So
But Wolves
that's
will
what-
most likely get relegated. They're not.
that's true. End of Madness. Yeah, and that's exactly what End of Madness has just said. Come on, Stu. He's going to replicate Luton with Wolves. You're probably right. End of Madness. You're probably right.
Guys, we need to move on. We covered this subject, so the next subject I wanted to cover this one also before we end the show and go to the Q&A. Manchester United and Newcastle are interested in Elliot Anderson. This is from J. Percy Telegraph. Telegraph is a mainly reliable source. So the saying is Nottingham Forest will not consider a sale of England midfielder under any circumstances in January transfer window. So we are not going to see Elliot Anderson in January. That's for sure now, if this is true. So what do you guys reckon? Are we going to just bear with Bruno and Casemiro for the rest of the season? Maybe see a top 5, top 4 Champions League place go to waste, or are we going to bring in someone like Gomez in January or Gallagher?
Can I ask you three, because you are Jarvis? What is oppegående in English?
Say again.
What is oppegående? What is that in English?
Yeah. Okay.
You are all smart grown men, and I would pose the question to you: if you all were in the board of Forest, would you guys even consider selling him in January for approximately any amount, because of him going to the World Cup? And we all know about the inflation about the World Cup, and he most probably will be a starter in the World Cup for England. Would any of you consider it? Because in my head, I wouldn't even talking to clubs. If someone comes with £100 million, maybe, but I feel like that story is probably true, because in my head it makes no sense to sell an English starter as Nottingham Forest before a World Cup, before the price inflation. I think that just smells like really poor business in my head, but I don't know what you guys think.
It's poor journalism, Helga, because if you were Elliot Anderson and Forest said to you, you can go to Manchester United in the summer, in January, you are not going as a professional footballer. You are going to stay where you are, and you're going to go to the World Cup, and then you're going to come back and make a decision. You are not going to make that choice now. The counter would be, if Elliot Anderson's on the bench and has been flirting with the World Cup squad and still has a chance, then you could do a deal in January.
Yeah.
But you're not going to be able to do a deal with Elliot Anderson, who is likely to start alongside Declan Rice.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's pretty much said it, hasn't he, Mark, after the game last night?
Yeah.
He's pretty much pinpointed those two
Yep.
as undroppable. You stay where you are. You don't make the move. You don't adjust yourself, is what I'm saying.
Stu, I think we spoke about this when it first come up. Like, we can be linked with all these players, but in a World Cup year, this is why it's 100 million, because it's a World Cup year. If it wasn't a World Cup year, he's a 60, 70 million pound player.
Yeah.
This is a tale as old as time. In the World Cup year, you pay World Cup prices. If he goes, Man United want to sign him now. Because if they generally say 100 million now, it's 120. If England win the World Cup, he's 150 million pound central midfielder all of a sudden, because he was 100 million pound before. It's a ridiculous thing. And no one sells.
This also came out today. If you see this,
and I'm 100% with this. Why would we sign and spend our budget in January? We sign loan players. I've been saying it for the last couple of weeks, haven't I? I said Gallagher is your obvious option if that's who he wants to go for. But you look at Atletico, Barcelona, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich. Are there players who want to go to the World Cup that are sat on their benches, and you try and get them in, but you know they're good enough?
Yeah.
You know, you have to try and do that, because you can't buy now, and you also can't really buy in the summer. You have to have done the dirty deals, Stu. We talk about the dirty deal where
you do. Yeah,
you've tapped them up. It's a done deal, but it's not been leaked out. If it's leaked out, the deal's dead. You know, one of those kind of deals. So,
and don't forget, guys. Just before we go to the Q&A, don't forget, with the African Nations Cup as well, just like us, players are going to be losing certain players to the African Cup of Nations. It's going to be, this is a January that unless you've got a Conor Gallagher, hate to say it, type player available, you ain't got a hope in getting anyone. No. You really haven't. So I think it's a non-starter, old friend.
What I would say as a coach, now this is a coaching point of view, I want to sign players that aren't going to the World Cup. Why? Because I get them in earlier, I get to work with them, and my squad is more together and more structured going into the... Don't forget, they're going to come out this World Cup and go straight on a tour somewhere. United hadn't announced it, but we're probably back in the States.
Holiday first,
we're back to America, and it'll be a waste of the manager's time, because he's lost even more time to work with the players. So ideally, I want done deals where I know they're going to come straight into my squad, and I know they fit in, but they played in a 5-man midfield. Yeah, you know, you were saying it earlier, Helga, before Jarvis came on. You want players that are ready-made, ready to go, and we know we need wing backs and that. So you've got to sign them. And if they're not going to the World Cup, brilliant. As a manager, I'm over the moon. But Anderson, who is doing okay, I don't think he's setting the Premier League on fire. I think there's a lot of British journalism hype about him. Bit like apparently Bellingham is now having a big fallout with not Gibson. Was it Gibbs White, or was it the other one?
No, Rodgers.
Morgan Rodgers, yeah. And they're making a big song and dance about that. Our deals will be depicted by the media before they're depicted by Manchester United, and that's going to push the prices up, unfortunately. So it's just going to be watch this space again. But I just hope we get the right players in. We profile them for 6 months.
I feel like it all kind of, in my head, depends on Mayu, because if Mayu wants to leave to try to play every week one place where he can try to get into the World Cup, then we have to. But I, like some of you say, like Stu, like I would rather just then keep Mayu when it's the World Cup and everything and make that happen, and then buy something real in the summer. But if Mayu goes or we're a bit short, I would probably go with Gallagher, because I would put my confidence as a coach that he won't be shit, and that is enough for me at this point, because I wouldn't be worried that Gallagher would come to us and be poor. That would actually kind of blow my mind. But it will also blow my mind if he comes and it becomes a reborn Zidane. But I wouldn't be worried that he would come and be poor, and that is something that is kind of rare in our club. So that's my thinking, at least, with Gallagher or Mayu.
Yeah.
Are we all in agreement that if the link to Napoli for Mayu is real, we all hope he takes it? But he wants to go to Napoli. Napoli want him on loan, no options to buy. He just goes there and plays football, and he comes back to us.
So it's not.
No. But if it was real, that's the kind of deal actually we want for Mayu. We want him to be playing football. We want him to do his best. And if the manager's not picking him, Stu, you're right. You like him as a 6. The manager said he's competing for the 8, so he's not even training him in the 6 position. So it's not going to happen. All these people saying he might play him in the 6. He's not, because he's just said he's competing for the 8. So when he plays against them in the training matches, he's in the 8. He's not in the 6.
I hate that so much, that he said it and thinks that it's just ridiculous. But yeah,
I want to see him in a 10.
Gents,
he has said it.
We have 9 questions. It is Q&A time.
Let's do it.
We've got to be a bit. It's Q&A time. Let's enjoy it. We've got 9 questions. Trev's put up some absolute pearlers.
Let's not get Stu divorced before he
don't
actually
get me,
yes,
because I will be dead. So, Jarvis, hit that music. What's like? Ladies and gentlemen, we are at the Q&A stage. Jarvis has gone. He's had enough.
I haven't seen that part about Stu's Mankini ever before.
Yes.
Oh,
we're in. Kevin the Carrot. Aldi been watching our show. Yes, Aldi been watching our show because Kevin the Carrot seems to have suddenly got himself a Mankini, getting married apparently, but who knows? Kevin the Carrot. Anyway, the Q&A time. It's been a brilliant show. Jarvis, you were greatly missed at the very beginning. Glad you managed to get everything sorted out, mate. It's great to your crossbar challenge was immaculate, I might add.
My phone is streaming as good as it can, so I hope everything works out. But I need to adjust my rate level, so I'm only streaming in 480 right now. So if I'm a little bit,
you're looking like a star. You're looking like a star. That's no worries.
You're still shining like the model that you are.
Yep.
Anyway, let's get down to the Q&A. Get your questions in. We've got 15 minutes of Q&A. So let's enjoy it. We love a Q&A. Bilal is no longer with us. Yes, but he is. We are going to ask.
Sound like he just died.
Bilal has gone home.
He's no longer with us.
Yes. Anyway, Bilal says, starting with you, Jarvis, what's the film that impressed you the most as a kid, as a child?
Oh, that's that easy. That's that easy. It's this one.
Oh, yes. Of course. Oh, my God, you're all Star Wars.
I was blown away when I saw the original Star Wars for the first time, and after that, I've been a sci-fi nerd. I'm
me too.
Never Star Trek, but always Star Wars.
No Star Trek.
No. And it's me thinking Chewbacca was in Star Trek.
Yeah. So that opening scene in the hallway when the stormtroopers come in blasting, and after the smoke lies down, you see that black guy coming in, Darth Vader.
I think I have to see. I think I have to see those movies now in the Christmas again. Oh my God,
it chills. It's one of the best scenes. So for me, Star Wars, 100%.
Well, that was Mark.
I grew up in a house with my brother who was Star Wars obsessed. So for me, it is not Star Wars. Trust me, I've seen it way too many times. But for me, there is only one film, as a sport, if you're into your sport, there's only one film that inspires you from a kid. Stu, I'm hoping you know that.
I know what you're going to say, because I'm going to say probably the same. Escape to Victory. Escape to Victory.
No.
Oh, you're going with Escape to Victory?
Rocky 4.
Oh, you're going Rocky 4. Okay, Rocky. I thought you'd have been Escape to Victory all day long.
Wait, I'm only 44. No,
true. I'm all right. I was actually going to say my favourite one is Mary Poppins, as I'm sure you'd all appreciate. No. Escape to Victory for me.
Yeah, for obvious reasons.
I mean, when I was really a small boy, because I was, I was a little bit older. Yeah, Star Wars for me as well was the one that made you really, look at cinema. But as you grew older, Escape to Victories. Oh God, just fucking love it.
But Mark, tell me about Rocky 4.
Why not Rocky? Why not Rocky?
Soundtrack, the iconic soundtrack, the
Eye of the Tiger. No,
no, that's Rocky 3.
No, it's.
Can you imagine Mark standing in the living room like this?
The training segue. He's working out. He's punching meat hanging from the
Rocky 1 and 2. We'll think of Rocky 1 and 2. Rocky 4 was in the snow. It's Ivan Drago.
Ivan Drago.
Yes, the high-tech Russian Soviet thing,
Yeah, but it was all about you don't need all the gadgets and that. You're training in real life. And for me, it was a way for, if we look at kids today, they have to have the £250 pair of boots. They have to have the micro shin pads. They have to have all the gadgets. And you're like, all the gear, no idea. Whereas Rocky was stripped back. You don't need anything. I'm just going to train. And I'm just going to give it everything I've got. And it's lived with me in my entire life. It doesn't matter how many times you get down. It's how many times.
Let's see what we've got. Let's see what we've got. Yeah, let's see what we've got in the chat. So, and the Madness says Blues Brothers. Oh no, is that a Blues Brothers tattoo on his finger? I think it's Chewbacca, but let's have a look. Trev, Jarvis likes Star Wars. He thought he had to wander a left foot. A Dark Crystal impressed me, says Jen. Most as a kid, not heard of it, many of it because it's old, lol. Well,
Goonies. Is that the Goonies? Dark Crystal?
No, Goonies is Goonies.
No, the Goonies is called the Goonies, yeah. Trevor says, Mark loved E.T. He hasn't phoned home. My favourite film, Naked Restless as a kid, was Jaws and Psycho.
Now I'm a little bit worried.
Supercalifragilistic, Mary Poppins. Oh no, Mary Poppins. That wasn't supercalifragilistic.
No. Mary Poppins.
That was what's his name?
You are joking, right? Supercalifragilistic.
That's not Mary Poppins.
I didn't think that was Mary Poppins. I thought that was Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Yeah. That's Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. 100%.
Supercalifragilistic.
Is it Mary Poppins? Was it? I never really saw Mary Poppins. I was jesting.
What was the question?
Move on, lad. Move on.
Favorite film? Yes.
Chitty Bang Bang. Yeah, I think you're right.
What was the question? Was it first impression of what?
What? Yeah, that's most impressed you as a child. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
I think it was for me. It was what's it called? Okay, number one is clear. That is Lord of the Rings, because I'm I'm obviously doing music and stuff. But when I watched Lord of the Rings when I was so young, when I was 6-7 years, it was just this magical land where it was just so. When you're a kid, you have when you're a kid, you have this amazing fantasy, you know.
Sorry, Helga, that wasn't you.
What?
It wasn't you. It was that comment.
What was the comment?
The Naked Wrestler said my favorite film was Jaws. Jaws and Psycho reminded me of my gran. She had a mouth. I love that. Absolutely brilliant. I hope your gran's great. Or we love your gran. That's,
No,
I love that.
like I said, Lord of the Rings was very like when I was only 7 years old. It was it made such an impression of me because they are like good at making this a whole world where there's different places. So I was just that was insane for me. And also I remember one of the first movies that made an impression was the James Bond From Russia with Love.
Oh yeah, good film. Good
Oh
film.
yeah, all James Bond
Because
movies.
I was like, again, I was like 7 years old only when I saw that, but that has in my older years I have seen a pattern of the girls in my life has been the gypsy ones in the movie, kind of with the dark hair and looking like kind of like French Russian. And I remember being 7 years old and not being interested in girls in that way, but I was just like, wow, when the girls are fighting over Sean Connery or whatever, I was just.
It happens to me, Helga, when I walk down the street, but you get used to it. You just step over them.
I get
You just step over them. Great question, Bilal. Sorry you missed it, but please tune in because that's absolutely brilliant. There's a lot of debate. Trev, we'll do your tactics one in a minute. Right, here we go. Question, just wondering, are we doing a Secret Santa for Christmas? We all know which stew would get, by the way. No mankinis allowed on here.
Carrot to go with his mankini.
Yes, the carrot. Kevin the Carrot can do one. He can't pull off a mankini like I can. Trev knows that, I promise you. Right. Jay says, would you prefer Hayden Hackney over João Gomez? Mark, you go first.
I think I covered it when we were talking about it. So funny enough, I think it's a risk, but I would take him on a loan with option to buy rather than João Gomez, who isn't cutting it in the Premier League right now.
Yep, agree. Helga?
Same. Don't have anything more to add.
Okay, and Jarvis?
The thing with João Gomez, because I think we need one to come in instant and strengthen the team, because why would we bring in a midfielder now in January instead of the summer when we have more options? And for me, it's all about one thing. It's about qualifying for the Champions League next season. So it's about stabilizing the ship, giving us squad depth, and getting us into that top four and Champions League next season. So if I had to choose in January,
they're happy with Europa League. The board have stated that they're happy.
Yeah,
with Europa
well,
League.
I think we are at the stage now where we have to start considering, you know, if we sit top four by Christmas, I think we are at the stage where we need to say it's now or never. We need to act now, just to secure this place, because you know it's about £100 million worth coming into the Champions League, and that will give us an extra player if we can just strengthen right now. So in a way, it would be a bonus signing if we can achieve our goal. So for me, 100%, I would go for Gomez out of Hackney and Gomez, because Gomez has the Premier League experience, and I think he will come in and you can almost predict that he will deliver a more stable performance than Hackney. Hackney will be a little bit on and off, or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Hackney is the one, but for me, I think it's a gamble going on Hackney rather than Gomez. But when it comes to me and Gomez, I'm not a big fan. I don't see why everybody rates him. For me, when it comes to that midfield of Wolves, I think Andre, the other Brazilian, is the guy who caught my eye when I look at Wolves, because he has a hell of a pass. He knows how to get the ball ticking and you know, just keep the tempo of the game. Gomez is more than like second fiddle in that midfield. So I don't rate him highly, but you know, out of those two, to instant strengthen the team, I would go for Gomez.
Can I just come back in, Stu?
Yeah.
Jarvis made a point, I think, last week about needing an understudy for Casemiro. And we need to be very hard for Manchester United to buy a first-choice player and make him an understudy. That's why I think Aidan Hackney works. The last 20 minutes,
Fair point.
I think that would work. You can come in, and if you're good enough, we keep you, we buy you, and you fight in the summer then to become first choice. That was my thinking behind a loan to buy. And same with Gallagher. you can come in, you get some game time, but Casemiro is first choice. You're going to take over, and you've got to try and push him out the squad.
You're both also good at like arguing for your case. That I agree with both of you, even though I can't agree with both at the same time, because both points are like so. Like the Hackney point from Mark is and then being understudy and everything is right on point, and the point about Jarvis about the 100 mil and needing someone right now is also 100% true. So I'm like, yeah,
well, but that's why it's a difficult,
difficult
choice for Ineos to make.
Yeah.
But they need to make it right. That's
Yeah.
the only thing we know. So let's say if we go into February, January window is closed, Casemiro suddenly get an injury, is out for 3 months, 4 months. What do we do? Do we trust our bets on Ugarte to come in and steady the ship? Most likely not. And top 4 will be gone, bye-bye, and 100 million down the drain because the board were sleeping in their job. So they could be lucky, not act, don't do anything. Both Bruno and Casemiro could play out the season. Nothing happens, and we will be top 4. So it's a gamble either way. Nothing is secure when it comes to football. None of us can read the future.
We've got that with Sesko now, haven't we? If you think about it, Sesko's out injured for, say, just 4 weeks, 1 month.
Yeah.
And then he comes back. He's now not match fit, but we've lost Mbumo Ahmad out the team.
Masraoui.
Because they've gone to the African Nations Cup. So by the time Sesko gets match fit, they could be back from the African Nations Cup, but they could be injured. Because they played extra games. They played in, let's be fair, some quite fierce battles on the pitch in those African matches. They're great to watch.
Yeah.
So you are right. So then again, you flip that and go, Jesus, can we even buy a midfielder? We need a backup striker right now because of circumstances. That could be a manager. Who wants to be a manager?
I think it's also weird how it has kind of quieted around Ederson. Don't you all agree that it seems like we have been we have been so interested, like not just
about money.
Not just lose Rumours, but we have been definitely in strongly for him for a long time, and I have been actually very excited about him. And now that it kind of lines up that we need it, it's talk about everyone else than Ederson. I just find it weird. It was just a thought, but
yeah. Okay,
Helga,
right, guys, we need to get on.
And it's gone.
Guys, we need to get on. We need to get on. Well answered. Yep. Right then, where are we now? Okay, Trev comes in with really good question. This 30 seconds each. If you had time to look back at your peak again, what would you change? Like work on your fitness, your weakest foot, your heading, passing, etc. Helga, you can start with that one.
Very short answer. I was actually doing everything I could about sleep, about work, about tactical, about analysis. I was training 7 days a week, getting up in the morning. I was doing everything I can, and I'm just not good enough and will not be good enough. So I wouldn't actually change anything because I did everything I could to become a professional player, and I reached my limit, and I'm very satisfied with. I actually gave every piece of myself, day in, day out, year in, year out, to be the best I could be, and I reached the best I could be, and that wasn't good enough. And I can sleep good at night thinking I did everything.
Everything you did. No, fair enough. Good answer, Jarvis. Obviously,
Mark can go first. Mark, please.
All right, Mark, you go first on that one.
Mine's just short, sort of. I don't know what you'd call it. I wouldn't change anything. My football career ended because I had my eldest daughter, and I chose that I wasn't going to be traveling around playing games and not being there for my child. And so my eldest daughter changed everything for me, and I wouldn't change a thing about it. So, you know, it's as simple as that. Like I like you, Helga, I was doing everything the right way, and I was on a good path, but family comes first, even if it does mean that I was 21 and everything changed.
Yeah, no, that's true. Jarvis?
Yeah. Well, if I could go back in time, I would first of all stop Skynet. and prevent the future war. But and I would buy a shitload of bitcoins for £1 or £2. That will be my main mission. But when it comes to my footballing career, I would probably work on my physique, because I always I floated on my technique. But sometimes when you come up to a higher level, physicality is so much more important, and you easily get bullied, So I would probably at the younger age start going more to the gym and bulk up. Not to become a bodybuilder, but to be a little bit better. And I think if I have done that, I would probably reach a higher level than I did. So for me, I think it was never about the talent on the ball, but it's more about the physique of the game, of a bigger pitch, So if I could have done it again,
Jarvis, you're against Mayu bulking up, but yet you would have bulked up.
Not at a young age, but you got to focus on it. But what I see when I talk about Man United, I see a lot of these players getting too heavy. That's not what I'm aiming at, But going to the gym, core strength, and all of that, I think that's much more important. Calisthenics, not heavy weights.
Yeah, interesting. Well, as a current player, I guess, as I'm the only one still playing regularly, I wish I'd listened more, to be honest.
Still applies, by the way.
Yeah, I really I do.
You don't listen to anyone.
Yeah, well, no, I never have I? Fucking hell, never. I wish I listened more, and maybe did things a bit differently when I was a younger player. But I'm still learning the game even now. But I think, listen, maybe I wouldn't be so aggressive in the tackle, aggressive in the heading, just aggressive. Maybe I wouldn't lose my rag so much on the pitch.
Never change that, Stu.
But I can't. It's impossible. I'm too long in the tooth for that. So I wish I'd listened more. The thing is, though, I like a question like that because it makes you think about your career and about where you are in your life. So I like that question. Great question.
So, Stu, your answer, I can't install in any kids in this day and age.
No, I know you can't. I know because I can't either. No,
they don't want to listen. They don't want to listen to anyone.
And you won't knock them off the ball when you're 18, 2 years older, physically bigger, and you won't give them a big whack, shoulder barge. Fair, but you still won't even use it because it's all about ticky-tacky football. It's all about touches on the ball. And I'm like, what are you going to do when the guy can do everything you can do and he's big and strong? Haaland. Do you know what I mean? You've got to learn to use your body. And that's what makes Haaland looks almost better than what he is in today's football. But would he have done that 20 years ago in the Premier League when everyone played that way? I would love to see that the other way around. Take Haaland back.
Well, we've had the Joe Jordans, haven't we? That size of player, the Niall Quinn's that size of player. So great question, Trev. I love stuff like that. Yeah. Very quick question for Helge. What's your cat called?
It's called. She is called Princess Leia from Star Wars. So
Princess Leia from Star Wars. She's one big
Carrie Fisher.
Yes, Carrie Fisher. She's one big cat. Let's see what else have we got here. This is again a really good question.
Mr. Pussy.
Question. Mark, you can start with this. Are you doubling up your exercise during the December and January months?
I'm guessing because you're thinking about you're going to be eating more over Christmas, right?
Yes.
No.
I would say that's what he's getting. Although if you look at his Rashford thing, I wonder if he looks like that type of player. I don't know.
No, if you're constant exercise, it wouldn't matter anyway because you'll still be burning just as many calories as you're still able to go to the gym. If you're talking about home exercise, climbing up and down a ladder doing Christmas decorations is plenty of exercise for those calves.
That's not what I thought you meant when you said home exercise.
Okay. The family show, Helga.
Sometimes we don't get a choice on that one.
Lads, family show. Come on. Helga, what about you?
Non-existente is my answer.
Okay. For me, as you all know, I have a fitness regime that I stick to religiously. That's one of the reasons why I'm still playing. Because if I didn't work out 3 or 4 times a week, I wouldn't be able to perform on a weekend. That's what I tell myself. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. But I have a particular fitness regime that I do on a regular basis. Jarvis, not there yet, but I'm getting down close to it.
While you're watching Rocky with Mark?
Yeah, well, the original Rocky, yes. Yeah, it's too young for that.
Taste chicken.
Yes.
Stu Balboa.
Oh, you're not wrong there. Yeah, I used to love boxing when I was a nipper. Still do, but still got a bag. I have a bag in my garage, and I get the old gloves out once a week. Yeah, I love it. Jarvis, my old mate, ex-Marine, so you know what it means to play fit.
I know, but you know, I'm in my late 40s now, so actually exercising is getting more important. That's why I'm not doing any of it. You know, golf season is done 4 weeks ago. So 4 weeks ago. So I'm stopped working out now. But I have plans. You know, there's some. I have badminton two times a week, but I can't play right now because I have a what do you call it? Tennis elbow. We call it tennis elbow.
Oh yeah, you got tennis elbow. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same.
What will you be doing? What will you be doing, all friends, to get yourself ready for the Legends match that's happening over
the Legend match is 15th of December, so I have less than 1 month to get into shape. Yeah. So, you know, I don't know, 5 to 10 sit-ups a day, 5, 10 push-ups.
Rocky 4, all the training was in the snow. It's perfect for you. Watch it and go and do it.
Yes. So 10 to 15. Well, okay, that would work. That would work.
Yeah. Well, but you know, my plan is to start playing badminton again, and we have volleyball every Thursday. You know, with older men like me in their 40s and 50s, and just regular exercise, walk.
Not the kind of volleyball I like watching.
No, not the beach type.
Right, again, moving on. Moving on. Jarvis has got a big game, actually. He's really looking forward to it because the club that Jarvis represented, who he coaches for, they're having a big Legends match. So,
and also it's a charity match, so we will raise money for the retirement home. We will actually raise money for the retirement home.
For you, for your room.
Well, it's for us. It's for all of us.
Is it?
Not even a joke.
Against your first team, isn't it?
And chess doesn't work as exercise because I play chess every day, but that doesn't qualify. That is mental. But I play 1 hour every day for about 2 or 3 years now because it's so. I play online against very good people around the world just to always keep my head sharp at all times, so I never become lazy and. So what's your favorite opening? Is it the Italian, the Spanish, or the orangutan, or do you do whatever? I do the sliced banana opening. That's unmatched. Banana opening. Okay, interesting.
Okay.
I don't know that one.
That's
but I don't have. I don't read on I don't have tactics and everything. I just I've been playing it since I was a kid, but I don't know the terms and
you play on instinct, not on.
I don't read on plays.
But chess is actually an interesting game if any of you play it because it's a big game in Norway. We have Magnus Carlsen, the world champion. So a lot of Norwegians follow chess, and personally myself too. And I play a lot of chess.
I have the brain power. I just don't have the time, unfortunately. But I love that. But another great question, Naked Wrestler. Thanks for that because we like stuff like that. It keeps us going. Right, we've got time for 2 more questions. And they're going to be very quick one. Single word answer, Jarvis. Who was better at United, Beckham or Ronaldo? Just have to say Beckham or Ronaldo. Same with you, Mark. Same with you, Helge.
Ronaldo.
Oh,
Well, no, that's fine. No, that's Helge's choice.
okay, he said Ronaldo.
It was insane. I've never seen anything like it. So if you're talking consistency, trophies, longevity, of course, but Ronaldo he won the golden ball at United. So I feel like he was the best player at United. That's why.
Okay. Well, it's I have to go with Ronaldo, but it's very tough because Beckham is one of my favorite players, growing up in the 90s. So
yeah.
But yeah, I agree. I mean, Ronaldo was probably the better one.
I'm going to say Beckham. Well, we had a phenomenal Ronaldo, and he went on to be better. But I know what he did, but what Beckham did for the team and for the country at Manchester United in that career, I got to admit, he was an inspiring player.
So I have the casting vote, but actually I was going to go with Beckham anyway. I totally agree with Helge, and I totally agree with Jarvis. I understand why you would go with Ronaldo all day long, and I think most people would. But I just felt Beckham offered us a diverse way of playing football, which we hadn't had at Manchester United for such a long time. We were predominantly, even with Beckham, we were predominantly a 4-4-2, but we had out-and-out wingers, Kanchelskis, Koppel, Hill, Giggs. Beckham just allowed us that deep line cross, which I talk about a lot and I love. And he did so much for the club and also for the UK. So for me, it's Beckham. But I can understand why Ronaldo's there. It's a very tough question, Naked Wrestler, but that's what we're here for. Keep those tough questions coming in because that's what we like. We don't want easy questions on here.
Imagine David Beckham playing for Arsenal this season.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all I'm going to say. That's what he brought. Because now you look at someone not having someone like who can deliver a ball like him, and yet we're all talking
question. Yeah,
it's always been interesting to think about. Sorry, Stu, about Beckham, how he would fit into this Amorim system. We talked about it a year ago, and I would love to see David Beckham.
Brilliant wing back. David Beckham would be a fantastic wing back.
He would be perfect, wouldn't he? Absolutely perfect.
We've got two questions. I just want to answer Jay's one very, very quickly. He says, if we landed Gallagher on loan, a Buadi or Stiller and a Welbeck or Lewandowski in January. So he's saying a Gallagher on loan.
Buying Stiller.
Yeah, buying Stiller.
And I don't know why Welbeck's getting linked. He's scoring goals for Brighton. They're not selling it.
Yeah, I don't. Look, that would be an excellent window, but I don't think.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think it's a difficult one. Jarvis, what's your thoughts?
100%. If we could get Welbeck, Stiller in, Gallagher, even Boadi, he's a young guy who plays for Nice, who was a little French guy. He's super talented. I think getting in a seasonal striker actually would strengthen us and a midfielder. So
yeah.
I think that will help us over the line when it comes to qualifying for the Champions League, getting top 5 at least.
Okay, you definitely get 66 points then.
I've got to admit, Lewandowski would change our front line because
he's
of
37.
What he would do.
He's playing too well at Barcelona. It's not. We won't.
No, but I mean off the pitch. Training ground, things like that. Obi, what we said. How many times have I said we need that age-old striker? Fuck me, Jamie Vardy would have done me at the start of the season. So
he's doing well. He's doing well at the minute in Italy. Vardy scored a couple of really good goals.
To that question, I would almost go as far as saying if we only get Stiller, I would say it's a successful window of what I'm expecting. I would go almost at that far.
Can't afford Stiller, unfortunately. But
no.
Yeah. Final question from Trev, and Trev says, as a player, if you had an opportunity to go to any rival club as a Manchester United fan, who would be your first choice and why?
What do you put in rival?
Yeah, that's a. Are we just
Because-
saying Liverpool or City? Because
I
they're our
do
rivals.
say rival club would
Because-
be, Liverpool, City, maybe
Or any
Arsenal.
other Premier League club or Championship club.
Yeah.
Because if you look at it, if we are in the Champions League semi-final and you go to Real Madrid, they are kind of a rival as well. So it depends on kind of how you think
Yeah,
of.
I think he's been quite broad.
Yeah, I would go to Juventus because that has always been my second favorite club in the world.
The old lady.
Yeah, and in England, my second favorite has always been West Ham and something like that.
West
I
Ham.
I like that West Ham club, or actually Wolverhampton, but it's not going good for them. But I've always liked the underdogs, except for United. But so if I was a professional player, I would be more tempted to go to a club who is at 15th and 10th than going to a 7th place, because I've always liked the West Hams and Wolves and the cool clubs with history, but they're like a sleeping giant. So that would be my choice.
Okay. Mark.
Yeah, weird question. So I would say if I was a Manchester United player, I would never go to any other team in the Premier League. So therefore, Real Madrid is my only option. But I think I sort of read this as if you could be offered a contract and it wasn't at Man United. Which club at the rivals would you pick? That's how I sort of interpreted it. Do you know what I mean? You're not signed for.
Yeah,
for
so you're a young player coming up, but United don't want you, but you get the choice between Arsenal, Liverpool, City.
Yeah.
What? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So I'm sorry, but it would be City. Reason being, I don't see them as a big rival to Manchester United, because over the course of everything, they've been a nothing to us, really, haven't they?
Yeah.
Whereas Liverpool and Leeds, not a fucking hope in hell.
Yeah,
Going nowhere near them.
I would
You know
rather,
what I mean? With a passion.
There's only one club for me.
I'd
There's only
rather
one
quit.
club for me.
I'd rather quit football than putting on an Arsenal or Liverpool jersey. That would not happen in any world, universe, circumstance, galaxy.
Yeah. There's only one club for me. But go on, Jarvis. I'll let you, and then I'll have the final say. Or would you like the final word?
If it was me, I'm not British, so for you guys, it's about geography and where you come from, and I understand why you support teams like Manchester United, but I'm from the north, and I support both of the teams from the north, both Bodø/Glimt and Tromsø, and they are rivals, but for me they're never rivals. I will always support them both because they are from the north, and this is where I am from. So if I was British, I would probably support a club like Sunderland or Newcastle if I should support any other than Manchester United, just because I think they are the pride of the north, and I can understand their fans coming from where I come from. Even like a lower league team like Hartlepool or something like up in the north, a small team, but most likely I would support Newcastle because they are from the north, and I can understand how the northern people, how proud they are of their football club. Cool. And the Georges, they love Newcastle. They are supportive of the club.
So for me, it's easy. Growing up, AC Milan. It's a no-brainer. There's no thought attached to it. It's AC Milan.
Juventus the same for me.
All day and every day, AC Milan. That's it for me, guys. That's it for the Q&A. It's been a brilliant show. It's 2 hours 33. I am in the doghouse once again. Trust me, I am in the doghouse. But anyway, it is what it is. I will hand you over to Jarvis, and Jarvis will close out the show. Thanks for the questions. They were all brilliant tonight. Those are types of questions we really, really like. We enjoy them because they make you think. And that's absolutely brilliant. Except that last one, because it's always and always would be AC Milan. I grew up with Franco.
Always to be Man United. That's how it is.
Would it be possible to ask a one-word question to you three?
Yeah.
Just as a fan, because it was a Q&A. So
yeah.
Okay, so you just answer one formation. So don't think about the setup, the team, what players you have available. But you as a manager, Jarvis, Stu, and Mark, if you were to take on a Premier League side or whatever, what is your favorite formation for you? And not based on 4-4-2 because United played that, but 4-4-2 could be the answer. But you get what I'm saying. What's your favorite formation if you are a manager? Go.
Mine's easy. I like a 4-3-3. I like to play in a 4-3-3. That's my favorite to play in. Easy.
Okay. Jarvis, do you want to go?
Well, I've been thinking about this, and I think we talk about football coming back and going back to the 70s and the 80s and early 90s, and for me, I think one of the formations that's lost now, it's the old Ancelotti AC Milan formation, and he played the Christmas tree, the 4-3-2-1 formation. And for me, I think that will be the thing I would actually go into. I've been thinking about the 4-3-2-1. Why no manager try it? But I will do it with my own twists. I would actually play with 4 in the back and 3-2-1, like the Christmas tree, as you know. But I will make the 2 central midfielders go out wide, and I would have the 2 number 10s to drop into the midfield. So it will be an interchanging type of formation, and we actually would look more like a 4-3-3 when you look at it. But I think that will be interesting to see how it will match up against the modern systems, and if it could actually work. And I've always been a big fan of the Sheffield United manager Wilder, and how he used his centre backs, and I will also use the centre backs to go into attack. So I will always have names for the centre backs.
Can I just say I'm still in the dugout?
You can please, if you want, you can leave and we can end the show without you. I know it's important for me because I want you on the show tomorrow.
Thank you. Right, guys, I'm off. I will see you later, gents. See you, boys. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Yeah, so as I was saying, I don't know, guys, if you remember I think even was it Southgate who played the Christmas, or was it Venables who played the Christmas formation for England?
Venables.
Yeah, well, it was never successful for them, but I think the Ancelotti AC Milan formation, they were so solid in the back, and they had the creative players with goal threat on top. They didn't dominate teams, but they were super solid. They never conceded goals, and I think that's the way to build a football team. You build a team from the back, and then you start winning points and leagues. So yeah, Mark, what's your?
So mine would be a 4-1-3-2. So you played a 1 holding midfielder, 3 10s, 2 up front. So basically, you play 5-5.
All right.
So that again, it's just a formation that is based around a Makalele. Do you see what I mean? Everyone by having that one player that can cover all of that, and you give all the freedom to the attacking players. I think either that or it's the 4-2-3-1. 3 10s.
Yeah,
you play narrow and you still use wing backs, but from a back 4. But recently, I've switched to playing 3 at the back and really like it. That's why I understand why Amorim likes it.
Yeah.
Whether you play 3-4-2-1, 3-5-3, whatever you want to call it, but the 3 at the back, I totally get it, because so many teams play 3 up front. It's boring to watch now. Everyone plays 4-3-3 or 4-1-2-3. Whatever it is, it's 3 attackers, and And I get what Amorim says, and because we say the same. If you can go man for man at the back, your midfielders become very open to pass to. If you've got a goalkeeper who can pass the ball,
but I feel like when you play chess as well, I see a lot of similarities with 3 at the back when I'm kind of playing chess. because you get so much control with that 3 at the back. So when you're looking up, when you're looking from a tactical board, from upwards and down, the immediate like calm and control you get in your body when you're playing a 3 at the back, because if you're playing a 4 at the back and you're kind of setting up against opponents, you have so much different things that can go wrong or things you can do or whatever. But I feel like when you put 3 at the back, so much things are in kind of your control again, and it's up to the opponent to solve it. So I get what you're saying. Like it's every time you can actually, when I was a coach manager myself, every time I played 3 at the back, and this was like 10 years ago, I was just feeling like it's up to them now to break my plan. It's not up to me to figure out what to do. So I can 100% understand why he wants.
Yeah. No, I think football is changing back to the old way of football currently. And that's one of the things which is going to help it, because now we know how everyone presses. I think everyone can close their eyes and see a picture of a football team pressing in the same way and go, why don't you just kick it over the top of those on-rushing players? You know, like the Jarvis chop. How did you manage to do it? They're rushing you. So now you wait, and you knock it out the way. He runs past you. You've turned, and then you can play the pass. Football is a simple game.
He managed to do it because of magic as well. The Northern Lights is giving him special abilities.
Yeah.
Like Father Christmas,
feeding me energy.
But no, I think that these sort of formations, they're great in your head, but they come down to hard work at the end of the day.
But I just had to draw this 4-3-2-1 formation, and in broad terms, this is how I see it. The 10s dropping down, you give the freedom to the 2 number 8s in the midfield to roam, and I want them to go wide, and I want the fullbacks to underlap and go inside. And I think it will be a handful for the opposition to defend against this, because it would be something different, something new. And that's just what I'm trying to be creative and thinking about this formation. And also
it would be very, like, if you see that image, the interesting thing that when I'm kind of looking of how the game actually would work, that formation would absolutely, people talk about packing the middle, that formation with underlapping backs, some would say, yeah, but then the sides are kind of open. But then you would say, yeah, but the middle is so compact, you can just try to get inside it. So I get what you're saying, because
that was an Ancelotti thing. He was packing the central of the midfield, and he had place for midfielders like Pirlo to be the creative guy, and drop down and be the maestro in all of this tight spaces, but he could do it. So you are reliant on a number 6 who can actually do the job.
And it would be so easy with that 3 formation to do this from where the ball is.
It would be.
So you don't have to like switch like this, but it can be kind of like moving like this, and the central midfield can just kind of stay there while the whole
pivot would always be in the central. That's why I put a circle around the pivot. So for me, I would like to try it. I'm not sure if it would be successful. I've just thought for 10 minutes about it, but for me, I would like to try it.
Very similar. That's very similar to how he expects his 3 at the back and wing backs. So if you look at the Sporting,
yes, but it's similar to
comes into the striker position.
I was thinking the same.
But I have to say the inspiration for this is Inzaghi, and he do this from the back 3, but I want to do it from the midfield 3. If you get me, so you interchange. He throws Pavard, Bastoni into attack as wingers to cross, and the other fullback would be on the receiving end of the cross.
Sheffield United were doing that.
Yes, that's why I'm talking about Chris Weiler,
where the centre backs were coming down the wing and making crosses, right?
Yes.
But there's a thing in football, it's only ever spoken about in defending. It's, the +1. They always talk about in defending +1. But if you go +1 in every scenario, that's just playing football, right? That's the free man. So whatever formation you pick, if you use the same way of that you defend by having one extra player in attack, by making those third man runs, fourth man runs, all of a sudden you're outnumbering them. It's a gamble, but as long as you get the shot off at the end of it, it's about moving the ball and getting the shot off, the cross in the box. So it's a deep cross that can go out. You know, someone gets something on, they head it out, and then you can get back. And you get back in like straight lines, if you like. So you get back compact. And like you said, you feel the middle. Well, now I already know they're going to go wide and try and put crosses in the box. I don't even need to close them down. I just need to run back through the middle of the pitch and fill the box up again to defend. And where do I want to head it? Head it into the middle where I've got more players. And then you win the second ball. And like you say, a Pirlo or a Paul Scholes or Bruno Fernandes can ping a pass.
Or Vitinha, for that matter. Someone who can actually dictate.
Also, when you have seen this season and actually last season, even though we were shit, but you all can remember when I say this now, but when Licha, who was it against? When he was almost at the edge of our 16-yard box, crossing in for a player and we scored from it. Yeah. I don't remember. But when I try to like remember games, I can picture Euro is very close often to the 18-yard box or Shaw or Licha last season. So I think he is working actually on this +1 overloading, because when I think of us playing when we are the times we are pushing up high, we always push either Euro or Shaw or Licha up almost to like 20 yards inwards for a kind of crossing position, or when they're standing there with Ahmad, and then Mbuma goes in more centrally to overload. So I think that 3 at the back, when it's kind of executed well, the opponent will never know which position we will overload with, and that is kind of an advantage we can use, because it's
you are right, but
sorry, Jarvis, I was just going to say, the one thing we're not doing well as a team at the moment is moving the ball around enough where the back line splits, and goes wide to the fullback positions, and the centre back is actually there with Casemiro. So you come a back 4 and a half-way line. We're not playing enough passes. Almost, we're too direct.
I agree.
And therefore that's what's stretching our defence, because we're not the most mobile defence. So what you're saying, I think, is what he wants, but he doesn't have the fitness levels in the team.
We don't have the pausa. We require too much running from the place. We need someone to slow it down and accelerate again. Yeah. That's why I think
funny enough, is Kobe Mainu, because Kobe Mainu can't run.
I agree.
He has no speed. And I think that's what Amorim doesn't like, is that he can't run.
This is where Amorim and I disagree, because I think we need someone like this, Mark. I think 100%. You are spot on.
Yeah, I think him on the ball, moving it around, but we need to create him space. At the moment, everything's around creating Bruno space. And that's where I think he sees Bruno and him in the same way. Does that make sense? We know he can't go box to box. Mainu clearly can't run, and he is a natural 10. He was a striker. 10 position is his best position. We've seen those finishes, those kind of 10 finishes that he's done in the box and the runs. He is more of a top half, bit like Scott McTominay. Got played in a holding midfield role. Now he's at Napoli in the attacking role, and he's scoring goals. But it's just wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah, and the thing is, Helge, you talk about chess, and when we talked about Magnus Carlsen, who's the #1 in the world, he's been for the last 10 years at least, and he never plays by the book. He always go by his instincts. Yeah. And all the the Russian players, the Indian players, they play of a pattern always, and they come in. You have the Italian opening, the Spanish, the Gambino, everything, So what I would like to do when it comes to football, you gotta think about your tactics. Everybody talk, well, why don't we play just a regular 4-4-2 with attacking fullbacks and white wingers who can cross? It's too predictable. That's the thing in the modern football. So you have to, because it's about play and counterplay, and a lot of the setups in teams today, it's about killing the opposition. So we gotta make the opposition guess all the time. And this is why I like this Amorim tactics, because it rotates, it's diamonds.
Yeah.
But we need to do it more. We need to be even more unpredictable, because we see now a lot of teams we have played, they start attacking Ahmad, they see our weaknesses. So again, Amorim needs to mix it up a little bit sometimes, and he did successfully started to play more direct, but now the team understand what we are trying to do. So we need to figure out a new idea, and this is why I think it's hard for managers to live long in the Premier League, because you get found out, and you have to come up with new ideas all the time. This is where, when you look at Ferguson and his time at Man United, 13 league titles, 20 years. But he always had number twos, new number twos coming in with new ideas. Carlos Queiroz, Mühlenstein, Terry Phelan, all of them had to set their own mark on the team. And I think this is where I think Amorim might come good with some experience, but he's too fresh in the game yet. And, but I think he learned through the first 12 months. I think he learned. So that's why he's trying to play more direct now. But, he needs to come to the stage 2 and figure out something new also. We need to be better on the Posa, slow it down, bait the opposition, then trap them, then go full. So, there's so many things he can do better. But it will take time.
I feel.
Sorry, Helga, because Jarvis, you just made me think of something. At the end of last season, we were playing a lot of cross-field balls and finding Dorgu and that in space, or the wing backs we were finding wide. We were playing forward, cutting back to the centre back, and the centre.
They were the outs all the time.
Now we're never playing that ball. We're playing up, and if we were getting the second ball, we're getting up the pitch faster, and then we rotate back. So it's like, do you feel that our players can only learn to play like one pattern at a time?
Yes.
But because now the other pattern's gone out the window.
That was the thing that literally what I was going to say.
It was Jarvis saying it, and it was popping in my head, and I was like,
the same for me. That was exactly what I was supposed to say when he said it, and Amorim and playing different styles. That popped into my head as well. But can it be also that the players aren't able to take in this info, and then use that to be unpredictable and vary that within a game? But it seems like you say that they tell do this, and they do exactly that and don't go outside it, and then they kind of forget what they have done in the past. And it's so I think actually what Jarvis said is a little bit about Amorim, but also about the players when in a game where, what did you call it when you slow down, Jarvis?
I call it the Posa. In Italian, I call it the Posa.
Yeah.
You just.
I feel like sometimes we should absolutely not do it. Sometimes we should absolutely do it. And I think that's kind of the players need to, because let's say if Amorim sets the team up to do this or this or this within a game, but the game that needs us to do Posa, the players shouldn't have been. They should kind of understand that themselves, that now this game needs a Posa, even though this wasn't.
The problem is, Helge, we don't have the quality of the players.
No.
I saw someone mentioning Dave mentioning it's about quality, mentioning Giggs, Kanchelskis, Beckham, Cantona, but especially Scholesy. Yeah. Because you have that certain type of player who can actually dictate the game. And the only player we have had the last couple of years who can dictate the game was Eriksson, but he's not around and he was too old. So for me, we need some players who can actually be the general, who can take the ball and take the tempo and control the tempo. Bruno is never that guy. I think Bruno can do it, but he's not a that type of player.
I don't think we're linked.
He doesn't have the calm. He doesn't have the calmness at all.
Yeah, but talking about Norway, that's why I rate, for example, Sander Sander Berge, because he actually do this. He controls and dictates the game. He just roams around in central midfield. It looks like easy. Just receive a pass, gives it back.
Do you feel Stiller is that type, or Wharton, or?
I don't see any of them as that type.
No.
Who
It's
who
a
would
rare
you see
player
as that type of Polster player, except for Sanderberg, if you were to like?
Casemiro.
Well, there's not many of them. You have
10
Rodri,
years ago.
obviously. He's the
Yeah.
best in class, and Sander Berge is another one. But you know, I don't know. I don't know.
But
You
he
haven't
would
been linked
he
to
would
any
be
of them.
brilliant
You
in
know,
around.
I mentioned Andre of Wolves. He's
Yeah.
that type of player.
And Jarvis, me and
Midfielder.
you know a little bit about Sanderberg, how he is like, in the media and his personality. We know how insanely good he is in a dressing room. Like he is the guy that you want to have as a friend in the group chat. He is the one that you kind of want to send things to. He is, if you're struggling with something, he is the one you want to call. He is so much more than just the player on the pitch as well. Like the calmness you see, that is like how he is. I think also he would bring, like, every player would love him on and off the pitch.
So basically,
See the Young actually and Verratti. Yeah, those are good calls.
Verratti.
Good calls, Jules.
But
I
can
agree
give
when
you
it comes
some
to
other names. Mark Noble. He's obviously
Oh my
retired now. West Ham.
love him.
That's exactly what he used to do. These players, what I can give you the names, most of them have retired because that style of play, now it's get on the ball, first thought, play forward. And actually, get on the ball, nothing's on, bounce it.
Yeah.
Bounce it. Just keep bouncing it. If I can watch Brazil do that, why can't I, the so-called superstars, all-out attacking football, all the tricks and everything. These kind of players are the ones we should be searching the globe for, ones who just get the ball. And Essien was never superb, but what he did, he had stats. Say you got your 10 stats. He had 5 world-class stats and 5 probably really poor stats. But mentality, what am I seeing in front of me? A Michael Carrick, who's obviously always looked down on, people like that. Burge is there because he's experienced. His age. His age is outside of the Manchester United profile. Let's think. Who's the one at Tottenham that Stu loves? Begins with P. From Bayern Munich, went to Tottenham.
Yeah.
Palinha.
Palinha. Yeah.
How old is he? 29, 30, 31, 32. They're all up there. There's a reason they're old. They're normally an experienced player who can't run anymore if it's slowed down. I.e.,
Matic, for example, is a good example of
Matic. Yeah,
Matic.
exactly. So
I love those type of
that's what
players.
worries me about the people we're linked with. The people we're linked with are young and
immature.
They're great. They're aggressive, as in the attacking sense, aggressive.
Yeah, the ball carrying.
But where's the physical aggression?
Yeah.
Where's the physical? That's my ball. And Unana, at West Ham. Not Unana, our goalkeeper. Not West Ham, sorry, Aston Villa. Those kind of players, it's like, no, that's my ball. Bang, get out of it. I'm shrugging everyone off. I'm winning the ball.
Also, calmness isn't a stat anywhere.
No, it's not.
It's measurable.
How do you read that?
No, so that is also when we have looked at United. You can say what you will about, for example, Matic, but every time kind of we had him on the pitch, it kind of felt like I knew that we would at least be less erratic, and that isn't a stat anywhere you can find. And some players, they just exude this. Okay, calm down. I got this. And that isn't something that the El Tacticos can, ball carrying,
Yeah.
I'll be honest, even Paul Pogba had that.
Yeah, and
even Paul Pogba, and he's a showboater.
My favorite player from the last 10 years of what we are talking about is named in the chat by someone. It is Verratti. I was banging on the drum for Verratti for so many years, and people were like, no, but he doesn't have the physicality, blah 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 blah. But I was always saying, okay, but try to get the ball off him one time in 90 minutes. Try and see how much physically he's just he and Pirlo. The game just slows down every time they just receive it. that everything is and it goes in slow motion.
I think that new pairing exists, and they're at PSG.
Yeah,
Portuguese.
Yeah.
100% correct.
You know,
Sadly.
and that's where I can sort of understand that maybe looking at the Wolves midfielder with Cunha, because maybe there's a bit of calmness between the two of them because they're best mates. Sometimes there is a little bit of something in that where
it's a good point.
Where I've got your
Relationship.
back. You know what I mean? I'm not going to let. So when I look at Joe Linton and Bruno Guimaraes, he's backing him up in everything that he does.
And Tonali.
Yeah, and then you bring in Tonali, who I think is, apart from for what he's come back from the betting scandal, you know, that's why I say bring back Ivan Toney, because Tonali's proven it he can come back from it.
Tony has always been my first choice as a striker.
Yeah, so Valverde, I love that one in there. These are players that they get the ball, and sometimes, do you know what? Run to the corner flag. Just stay down, stay wide. Don't cut in. Why? Because you've got 50% chance of getting a throw in and taking the sting out of the game. If you stay wide.
I just like when we have been watching, it's like sometimes you want what you don't have in life and football. And watching United the last 10 years, something I really, 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 really crave. We have gotten some of that in Cunha. I've craved players that aren't afraid to go out on Old Trafford, but they are excited that, wow, 70,000 people are going to watch me. This is going to be fun. I've missed those type of people that aren't crumbling, that are using it the way opposite. That this is a dream. This is just fun. Okay, I play a shit game. So what? The next game I'll score 2. That player I missed, and the second player I missed is the ones that doesn't get stressed. The ones that, like you say, go to the corner flag. They are like, they put themselves out of the bubble, out of the situation, out of oh my God, we're leading 2-1 against Manchester City. It's 90th minute. Oh my God, I'm stressing. I'm missing a calm person, because Casemiro has been stressed for the last 2 years that he's going to be late in every tackle. Bruno is erratic. We don't have, like, Licha is calm on the ball, but he isn't a calm person. So the calm person I really, really crave.
It is Kobe Mainu. It is
Kobe Mainu.
But he lacks experience, and as Trevor said, it's about experience. And Trevor is 100% right when he says this. So the only way to give Kobe Mainu experience is either send him on loan or play him. You know, he will never improve. He will never improve sitting on the bench. That's for sure.
It's catch-22 almost. Because
we've got a thing we talk about in the UK a lot, right? And it's about, we got rid of the thing called the apprenticeship. Okay, we used to get people on pay them hardly any money so they earn the experience to get a better job, right? Now all we ever see is job adverts wanting the perfect person, you know, always. But and people see that and go, I can do that job but you haven't got any experience. But how am I going to get the experience if you don't give me a chance?
Yeah,
you know, that 22. That's probably describes the whole world in 2025 and probably over the last 20 years. No one's given a chance to get experience. They're expected to have it and come in.
It's all about the instant gratification. That's where we are. And you're right, Mark. You are right, Mark. Quick question from Jules. Does the manager have the calmness?
Can I say yes and no? Because what sane person in the world would have calmness with this squad, with this team? But also, I do think he has, but I don't think this squad is giving even Carlo Ancelotti, the calmest manager on the world, would not be calm with us. So I would say yes and no.
Helga, I am 100% in agreement with you. How can you be calm? I've got a picture. I know this is going to work, but my fucking players won't do as I tell them.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you two in the middle, stay level. One goes, one stays. You know, simple as that. Well, hang on, where's he gone? So you've just said about Cunha and people like that. They excite you. They want to get on the ball. Cunha and Burma, we're all happy about these players. And they're playing great for us right now. Now imagine you've got a Roy Keane and a Paul Scholes sat behind them. they're going to be even better because now they know they can really go for it.
Yeah,
Because
that's my point.
the person
And the
who's meant to be
wingbacks.
covering them is covering them.
And the wingbacks as well. When going forward, you have this kind of, oh, should I go? But if we lose, but if we had, for example, Matic or Verratti back in the day, also like just calm people, the wingbacks could have gone up and attack, and suddenly we have Cunha and Mbeumo with license, and the wingbacks can confidently attack, and suddenly we are a different team. So that's why I look for calmness in our team, to make our team more calm, to make our manager more calm, and to make the other players more calm. So I think it's so needed because there's nothing except for what Jarvis says. Mayu is the one, and like Mark says, how can you get the experience without be given the experience? And that's why I'm so annoyed at Amorim for not trying.
I think a lot of Man United
Mayu.
fans feel the same, and I think we saw the best football from Kobe Mayu when he played with a certain type of guy, and that was Amrabat. He actually filled out Mayu's
really
weaknesses. And made Mayu become a better player. We all remember the last 4 or 5 games of Ten Hag before the FA Cup final, and the FA Cup final. He played with the mid block and Amrabat and Mayu, you know. So for me, I think that's the way. And as someone was mentioning, I think it was Dave. He said Amorim will have to change his system to get the best from Mayu, and he's not going to do that. And I think this is where the issue lies. So I think Dave is spot on.
I sort of agree with that. We all rave about Mayu, but we all rave about a Mayu that we saw excelling in a 4-3-3.
Yeah.
There is, I hate to say it, you can be the best player, but this formation might not suit you. And that is a real thing. That is a real thing.
I think it's about the partner.
Okay, you guys are both Norwegian. If Haaland played in a team that wasn't Man City, but still played in the Premier League, so he played for Liverpool, Liverpool of last season, I genuinely think he scores more goals than he scored at, for Man City, because he makes those runs in behind, and where
he's better for Norway than City.
But
100%.
he was also better at Dortmund than he is for City.
Yep.
It's about his kind of runs. I call it the steam train, because when he gets up the thing, you cannot stop him. He's going past you, or he's going through you, or he'll smash the ball through you. It doesn't matter. And Liverpool would have given him that option, because that's how they sort of played. And Nunes kept missing all the chances. Whereas the tiki-taka, he makes the run, the ball doesn't come, he's offside. Now I've got to rotate, get myself back into a position and go again. So it's too slow a football for him. Man City have changed that this season. Or in the process of changing that this season. Because when he's coming out, it seems to be better for him. So that's a prime example. And I think Kobe Mayu for us is the same. We have Bruno. Bruno's captain. So how is Mayu meant to get in this team? He can't play alongside Bruno unless we're 4 or 5-0 up. Then that works. When we really need to go on the attack, like he did against Grimsby. Grimsby was the game he put Mayu on with Bruno because we needed to score. Someone said in the chat a minute ago, how would you feel being Amorim, turning and looking at your bench and going, oh, well, Xerxes not going to do what I want him to do because he does his own thing. I think he's that free spirit. Ugarte, well, I want him to replace Casemiro, who's sitting, but Ugarte comes on and goes on the attack and starts sprinting forward. Dallo or well, I'm going to get shouted at by the wife if I don't play her brother-in-law or whatever he is to him. But he doesn't do the same as a left wing back or right wing back as the players who start the match. You've got tens who could come on in Mount, but Mount isn't a Cunha. He's not going to carry the ball, but he's going to link the play. Every player on the bench is different to every player that starts. There's no
the manager always you always hear in the presser talk about dynamics characteristics.
But I think the reason he makes 5 changes and everyone overlooks this, going, "Oh, he's made too many changes." He has to make 5 changes because they also play a different style of football. The players coming off the bench play a style of football, and I need those 5 players on to play that.
So when he puts on, for example, then say he puts on Xerxes and Ugarte, then different problems come up. So he has to change other players to make in
To
for
cover
those
them,
changes
cover the
again.
mistakes the others will make.
And that again changes the game plan that worked previously in the game. So I understand why the headache, because I tried when the EA FC 26 came out, I tried to start a manager career with United, and then I realized, like, oh my god, this isn't fun. I quit after 1 month because I was like, this is so this squad is doing like you say in England, doing me head in, because I was like, I barely like a starting 11, and that's it.
Yeah, I think
the
this is
fact
where the
is,
issue lies.
We have 2 strikers left on the from bench or starting in our squad. I know Sesko's injured, but if I say Sesko is a passing number 9 currently, Xerxes is a dribbling number 9. Which one of them is a shooting number 9? Neither.
No. Yeah.
So who, when I have to rotate them, I've got the guy playing in Mbeumo, or now I'm bringing on a guy that is going to run with the ball from midfield. Actually, he's more like a Cunha.
I was supposed to say that, yeah.
But yeah, I've started with Cunha and Mbeumo, so I can't really push one of them up front because they're already tiring. And I'm not playing Obi because actually that's the fairest thing to do to Obi, is not play him and let him get his everything he can get, because he's still young. Just because he's playing in the under 21, so he's not 21. Do you know what I mean? He's still young.
Yeah.
And then, like you just said, my centre backs, I start with Harry Maguire, but who have I got to bring on? Well, Harry Maguire is an absolute beast in the air and is much better on the ball than a lot of people. You know, everyone talks about Harry Dino when he was the goals he
He's
scored
good on the ball.
like
Yeah.
He's great on the ball, but sometimes the player we have to replace him with, Lenny Euro, is an up-and-coming centre-back, and he doesn't play in the middle. So now we have to rotate him.
Yeah.
You know? It's all about like for like, but he's trying to change players to fit certain formations. You know, the young one, why he can.
And it's almost like when you see good teams who have, when they say options on the bench, they say, they have different players to deal with different problems of the opposite team. And with our team, it's almost as if our players create different problems for our team. If you get what I'm saying.
I've just seen someone said 4-2-3-1 would be better for us, right? 100%. On paper, it would be better for us. We can play the solid back four. We have a left back, we have a right back, centre backs. Yeah, that works. We have 3 number 10s currently in our squad, which are top draw. Mbeumo, Bruno, and Cunha. You'd have a runner, you'd have a finisher, and you've got a passer. And then you can play anyone up front. All you got to do is get in the box. Yeah,
I agree. I agree.
I don't need passing. Get in the box.
And you can
then
also
you play
Bruno
as a box-to-box, and you play Casemiro, or you play Mayu and Casemiro. But Casemiro still would play. So, yeah, on paper, that makes sense. But that's not his formation. That's not why we employed him. Everyone who wants him to change, you want a different manager.
Yep.
Yeah?
I
have no problem with a manager sticking to his guns. If he's been told 3 years and he says, that's fine, but I need 20 players over 3 years, and they said, okay, here's your contract, sign it. It's not it's on Amorim that he doesn't change the changes he make. Maybe he shouldn't make any changes until someone gets injured. But if you look at our injury record this season, it's the best it's been for 5 years. We're not getting as many injuries.
No, we're not. We're doing well. Yeah.
So it's horrendous to think that we have to second guess our own manager when actually we're 3 points, 4 points off the top of the league. And we're
Well,
still
it's still early
saying
days, though. You're not supposed to look at the table. Look at the table at Christmas. If you are in the fight for top four, I think we could talk about it. But
no,
now,
but
you
we
win, you
played the
lose one
hardest
game, and
teams,
you're in the
John.
relegation
But,
battle.
but,
You win one game, you're in top four.
but
No, but
is
we
there
played the
also
hardest teams. We've had the hardest start to the season. Who haven't we played?
this isn't happening?
Well, it's not how it works. Hardest start. It doesn't matter. We have to play every team, and we just have to see at Christmas. But
Well,
guys, we
go on a
are.
run of so-called easy games.
I-
That's what
I-
I'm saying.
Yeah,
Over
yeah.
Christmas, we could be second come January.
We could, or we could be
And Alex Ferguson
12.
has won many a league from being first or second in January. So people will lose their head if we're in second in come January after Christmas when the teams we've had to play go, oh my God, it's on. Well, Arsenal fans think that every year until it gets to May and they lose 3 games and they lose the league. So we know the truth of the matter. I'm just saying people will instantly not complain, and the managers have said this as well. Why is no one talking about the formation being a problem when I'm winning games? He's played the same formation every game.
But that's just the player. That's just the fans that want Amorim out. So it doesn't. The thing has never been about formation, in my view, because it's the ex-players, it's the pundits who want Amorim out. It's the fans that want Amorim out. So when we lose, then it's the formation, and when we then win, it's never about the formation. Then it's the players. So I just think the formation
so we beat
is
Sunderland. We beat Sunderland. Every other top team has failed to beat them. So-called top 6 have failed to beat Sunderland. Hence the reason they are where they are in the league. We beat them. The only reason we beat Sunderland is because they were a newly promoted team and they were crap.
Yep.
And we beat them.
And we beat a shit. And we beat a shit Liverpool side that isn't on form.
Yeah, we beat, and to be fair, they're below us. It's nice that they can hold us up in their rightful place again. But what about the Brightons? Yeah, I know, Jarvis. What about the Brightons? What about this? We can only beat who's put in front of us. And sometimes we get lucky. And football's all about getting lucky and riding your luck. And sometimes teams have a bad game at the same time you're having a good game. And it all goes swimmingly for you. Football's a great game.
I want to shout out OB Cobbs, J United coming in with a last comment of the evening bedtime. I would love to sit with you guys at a pub or somewhere having a beer and just relaxing and talking football for hours and hours. That would be super fun. And maybe one time we will do that. We will go to Manchester and meet up, and also the community. That will be something I would like to see in the future. It's been a great show, guys. We have been talking for almost 3 hours and 17 minutes now. I think it's the monster of the show. It's the longest show we ever done on Jarvis's Corner. And and the madness coming in. One more question, please. No more questions. We are ending. So I just want to shout out before we end the show. I want to shout out I Am Titanium for the super chat and that brilliant questions about the Euros and the World Cup. I want to shout out Unicorn Sky for being a 9-month member and the legend Roshmano for gifting 5 Tactical Devils memberships and all the questions coming in from Trev and Obi Cobbs and Naked Wrestler and all of you guys. It's been a great show coming in. Yusuf coming in and say big up Nordin guy. Yes, big up Yusuf. I recognize you from the chat on United Wheel Therapy. We are on 42 likes. If you haven't, please do us a favor, smash the like. But most importantly, just watch the show whenever you can. And Stu and I will be back tomorrow night around 7 p.m. UK. So look out for that one. Jarvis's Corner panel show with these guys will most likely be back next Monday. Or no, there's a game against Everton on Monday, so there won't be a Jarvis's Corner. It will be a match reaction as usual. So the schedule will be a little bit twisted next week, but We
Next
will.
few weeks, Jarvis, we play like 3 or 4 Mondays in a row.
Oh, yeah. Okay, we got to figure out. Maybe we need to move the panel show to Tuesdays. Then we can talk for the next couple of weeks. And the Madness comes in and say, "Hope you still got plenty of credit on your phone, Jarvis." Well, it's a job phone, so I have free internet access on my phone, so it's good. It's all good. But okay, thank you guys for tuning in, everybody. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Jules, and the Madness, all of you legends, Yusuf. It's been a great show. Naked Wrestler, Helge for coming on, Mark for coming on, and Stu Wally for opening the show. The first hour was a little bit hectic for me. I didn't have internet, so I hope you liked it. I will go back and watch the beginning, and I hope Stu didn't make a calamity of the show. I don't know, guys. If he did well, but it's been a good show. Thank you, everybody. See you tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Have a good one, and good night.
Guys.